Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SpawnCast episode 107. Got a whole bunch of people here, actually. A lot of people wanted to get on the cast and talk about some of the topics we have set up here. But I'll just start from my right here. We have Sean. Sean, what's going on, man?
Yo, trying to find a stream of the boxing fight for my dad.
Who's fighting tonight?
Crawford versus Khan.
Okay. Did you check Reddit?
Yeah, I'm looking on there now. The thing just started, so there's not many like streams that are up. So I'm trying to find them something.
Got it. Then we have Rax, it's actually an interesting background. You got Rax.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you how I did this after the cast is over.
Good. I'm curious. I'll be honest.
Okay. Very cool. And then OJ's with us. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? I got my SpawnCast shirt, but I'm not wearing it because I'm on the SpawnCast, so I don't need to wear it.
You're wearing it today? Yesterday? Today?
Exact. I was wearing it today to remind people about the SpawnCast.
There you go. So you're on top of it, man. Thinking ahead.
Yes.
We got Nate. Nate, what's going on? Direct Feed Games.
Not too much.
So sad. Yeah, that is something that was brought up, Nate. It sounds like Nate's just always like depressed or sad or angry all at once.
I'm either mad, sad, depressed,
Mr. Wonderful,
on the verge of killing. I'm never happy.
You're Nate, Mr. Wonderful, dude.
Nate, you are starting off on the same note that God of War ended on.
Oh man, dang.
The strong state.
Jordan still hasn't played it.
I know I played it, haven't beaten it.
You had a year, all right?
I know, I get it. It's fine.
Jordan's with us.
Hi, I am here. I'm doing good.
Took a break from editing.
Yes, 40, what did I say? 42 hours in so far of editing straight?
Yeah.
It's been good.
Amateur.
Sounds very fun.
It's great. Love it.
Then Evan's with us. What's going on, Evan?
No, not much.
Then we got Max in the midst of moving right now.
Thank you. A bunch of people have been tweeting me for the last 2 weeks saying you missed me. I'm very happy to be back. I'm in the middle of moving. I finally have my good shelves again, so I'm very happy.
Okay. And then Austin John is with us tonight. What's going on, man? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, y'all. Austin here. I'm going to be moving in a week and a half to a bigger studio. Very excited.
Oh, nice. That's just a studio you're renting out, or?
Well, no, I was told by my fiance I'm not allowed to do that because then she would never see me. So we're buying a bigger house and we're selling this one.
Okay. Fair enough. There you go.
Nice 1,000 square foot basement.
Wow. Okay. That's good. Very nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
Very good.
That's exciting. Cool. That'll be fun to see. Cool. So a lot of stuff happening this week, but do we want to kick things off with what we've been up to, what we've been playing? Because there's actually been some stuff out this week as well. I know right away, Mortal Kombat 11 is out this week, and a lot of people saw that. I unboxed it. Max is playing it, but we are unfortunately unable to talk about it. But there was some Switch footage that leaked that we'll probably talk about as a topic. But that's something, unfortunately, Max and I cannot discuss right now. But other than that, we could talk about other stuff. So what's everyone been playing? What's everyone up to?
Been kicking it in Katana Zero.
Okay, I'm playing that as well. And I know Nate's playing it. OJ's playing. A lot of people are actually playing that one. What do you think of it, Evan? Because I think you said you finished it.
Yeah, I think I finished it. I'm not too sure. There's bad endings in it, and there's all different paths you can take. The conversation, and it's actually really deep. I didn't expect it, because usually when I see Digital Devolver, I don't think of like a game this deep in terms of its mechanics and story, even though they just published it. It's being made by another company, I think ASCII Soft.
Okay.
But,
well, Nate and I were talking about this. So the dialogue will actually branch and change things, what you're saying.
I know in the first mission, because you can actually just kind of brush people off, walk past, yell at them, get through, and just go do your own thing. In the beginning, though, I actually talked to the desk manager at the hotel and set up this whole story, went in, killed everyone, came out, and the cop was like, "Who is this?" And she covered for me based on the story I told her.
She did that for me as well. I told her I was a cosplayer.
Yep.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's weird because basically you wait for a bar to fill up, and anytime before that bar fills up, you can just like hit A and it'll cut the person off. Or I went to see a therapist, and generally you'll talk to her, and eventually she'll give you like your medicine, which is like an injection or something. But you could basically just cut her off, just completely skip the dialogue and say, "Give me my medicine." So you might miss a flashback or something from it to get on the nerves.
Because the psychiatrist actually augments what you're seeing in your dreams to try to like see what actually happened. It's kind of crazy. And then the mechanics are just awesome. There's some levels I think early on that were far more thought out than any of the later ones. The later ones started to feel just like how many people with guns can we put in a room to make this difficult for you? Whereas, did you do the Chapel of Doom part in the studio?
I don't think so. The
It's-
Chapel of Doom part. Which part is that? Because
it's,
I got further in, like where you go through the nightclub and everything, and the dance and everything that's going on. And,
At one point, you go to a studio and they put you through the Silent Hill movie, the Temple of Doom movie, and then one other movie, some space movie. And you actually, in that one, you have to kind of time it so you kill people while a cart's going by, open doors so it doesn't crash and explode, and keep doing it in sequence. It's insanely thought out, and it was really fun to do. But I think later on it just becomes like, how difficult can this one map be, which was still fine.
You can also slow down time and like cut bullets and knock them back and everything. It's really cool the way they have that set up. But it's basically like a 2D Hotline Miami, I guess is the way I would describe it.
That's what it looked like, yeah. Well, yeah, Hotline Miami was also 2D, but I understand.
Like that's like top down. This is like from the side. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But it's cool because obviously you feel like a ninja running around or samurai slashing everything up, and it's pretty cool. When you first go into a level too, they have it like basically your character's like starting up like an MP3 player and listen to music, so they have like the track at the bottom left that you're hearing. It's pretty cool. It's like $15, right? Evan, it was like
$15,
yeah.
And we're most likely going to be seeing more titles under this, so that's really interesting. Once you get to the end, you'll see.
Okay. So there's this developer could be making more of these
either DLC or whole other titles. I'm not too sure.
I like it. It reminds me of a Game Boy Advance game, even playing it. So it's pretty cool. I think it's worth the $15.
It's doing well on the eShop. It's like already like I think it's like top 10, like 6th or something like that. Or I know it's doing okay, so people are picking it up.
It struggled to get into Australia. It got like refused for like certification.
Last minute, yeah.
Yeah, I had to actually. Somebody asked me about that. I actually have quite a number of users that are from Australia, and I was like, "Well, this is how you get it. You got to buy eShop cards."
Yep.
And then get the US account. Like, but the exchange rate like kills them on that though. So it's just like it kind of sucks. But
yeah, I think it probably had to do with the drug use, most likely is what it was. I don't think it was as much the violence as the drug use, because you're literally getting injections in like your therapy session.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and like when your person injects you, like the world around you goes kind of like this weird haze, like distorted color and stuff. So
there's huge reason for that, and you got to play through it. It's fantastic, the story, and they set it up for a great next tier.
Okay, very cool.
Anybody play World War Z at all? Because I'm super happy.
Okay, so I was on a podcast yesterday. Carrick was telling me that it's actually really, really good. So now he actually sold me on it. So I'm gonna probably pick it up this weekend. Well, I gotta do more MK11, but after MK11, I'm gonna pick that up and try it.
Yeah, if you buy make sure to add me on PS4. Let's play through it. It's something, man. It's great, and I've leveled up all the classes now, so I can like reload super quick, and I can, if I get a headshot, it'll automatically put more bullets in my clip, so I can play on the really high difficulties now. It's great. It's Left 4 Dead with leveling.
That's what I heard. They were telling me like you level your you get guns and everything, and you get skills, and it sounds cool, like 4-player. And they were saying there's just a bazillion different enemies on screen at once. So
yeah, it does interesting thing too, because they behave differently depending on how many are on screen. So if there's like 5,000 zombies on screen at once, which can actually happen, they stop trying to attack you individually, and they'll just basically come on these clumps like a wave. And if the wave even touches you, they'll pull you to the middle and eat you. It's awesome.
Yeah, what's interesting, that's done by Saber Interactive. So using their Saber 3D engine, that's the same engine that was used for Halo Anniversary Edition, and it was used for NBA Playground, Sean.
Yeah.
So that's kind of funny to think about that.
I bought Final Fantasy X for the third time, but I didn't finish 7, so I'm still finishing 7, and I just got to the end of disc 1 and it sucked.
Yeah, well, yeah.
What? Oh, yeah. I got 10 up right now. I'm actually playing through 10-2 again for the first time since launch, and I gotta admit it, I'm kind of digging it more than I did back in the day.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to talk some trash on Square Enix here for a second,
Right,
because this launch really annoyed me with Final Fantasy X-10-2.
Why did this annoy you?
So you bought it physically, right?
Just like Amazon delivered it. I think like a day later or a day before or something like that.
So I picked it up and everything, and I get it, right? And do you know how we have? I explained this to you, right, Nate? What I was thinking about what I'm about to say with the downloading.
Yeah.
So my issue here is so many games on the Switch right now will have you download additional content to the cartridge, right? But like without a code or anything. But this one has a code inside for Final Fantasy X-2, which was what I had on the Vita also when I got it there. But at this point, they could have just had it as a menu option that's that you click it and it just downloads 10.2 for you, not lock it to a code, because it's a one-time use thing. So now you cannot let other people borrow your game for 10.2.
I mean, at the same time, it's 10.2.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but it's a precedent for things coming down the line.
I'm thinking about Spyro.
Ooh, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about. But
Yeah.
I mean, you got 100% 10.2 to get the true ending.
I mean, I only played it at launch, just like Dreamcast guy, and I did not give it a second chance, and it's just been shitty in my mind ever since. So
What, 10? Or
10.2?
10-2. Yeah, 10-2.
Oh no, I finished 10, and I've done everything in 10 other than dodge the lightning 200 times.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that one. That was really annoying.
That was easy. The new super bosses are too. Oh, the new super bosses that they put in the remastered version are so brutal. They're awesome.
It's funny because they used one to block Titus's his sigil, I think. But there's a way to get around that using Yojimbo. Just keep doing it over and over again. Eventually, you'll wipe him, and then you get his sigil very early on, which is cool, and build his little weapon and goes run and everything. So, yeah, that's. I mean, I like the game. I just think Square could have done that better.
I'm grinding through 10 and mastering all the materia as I go through the game. And what I want to do for this playthrough is I really want to focus on grinding on the items to enhance the weapons with things like auto haste.
Yep.
Because I never really did that the first or second time around. But I'm gonna go full page for page with a guide this time.
Have you played that one yet? Those have the different bosses and stuff in there, the Dark Aeons?
I don't think I finished it. I have the Steelbook for PS4.
Okay. Yeah.
I got the Steelbook for PS3 and PS4 with the art book. I'll be honest, I couldn't beat some of them because the last of the Dark Aeons, you actually have to break spheres. You have to actually get any of the weaker sphere grid. You actually have to break them and get the increased ones. So you have to grind 100 hours to do it, literally.
I mean, the thing I loved was I took Yuna in the original one, and I actually transferred her to Lulu's board, and then I had her learn all the super powerful magic, and she was just a beast.
Yep. She'll light people up. But that's actually a really good game for a handheld system. I played it on the Vita an obscene amount because of that. So it's cool to have it on the Switch because it does look obviously a bit better there. But good game. If you haven't played 10 or 10.2, it's worth picking up just because you'll get an obscene amount of time out of it. So.
And when is 12 coming out? In 2 weeks?
Oh, yeah, at the end of this month.
10 days.
I'm totally gonna review that too, man. I can't help it. I love that.
It's cool to have it on a cartridge.
That's cool. I actually even pre-ordered it. They were doing that thing on Amazon where if you buy it before it comes out, you'll get different cover art. So I did that.
Nice.
That's a thing. I did that.
Yeah. So you should have that for 10, and you should get it for 12. It's like a hand-drawn art instead of the typical art.
On the inside cover?
I'm not sure. Is it got a flip in there?
Mine has limited warranty.
Oh well, congratulations. You're safe for warranties.
You're limited warranty there. Are we going to talk about Joker later, or can I just talk about 5
You talk about it now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Joker came out and completely crashed the servers for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was a mess.
Well, I got it though, so it was great.
I literally made a guide on how to bypass crashing your game trying to download it.
I saw some of those videos, the ones that were all right, you gotta take out the physical cartridge, uninstall the game, put it back in, and hit update. It's
that's what I said. Yeah,
apparently it worked.
It was crazy, but yeah, Joker's really dope in the game. Been using him, got him into Elite Smash, been playing a lot. Been winning a lot with him more than he seems from what I understand, he has all of his movesets kind of a mix of different characters. His hair kind of looks like Captain Falcon, back hair, all that stuff is kind of different, but at the same time, his Rebel's Guard is really cool, how you get the persona and everything, and just his buffs and it's just a dope character to use in the game. I'm having a lot of fun playing with him. And I'm looking forward to just kind of getting better. So, I mean, I want to go to a local and try to see if I can win with him. But overall, really like what they did with Joker. I was able to get him. I didn't have to do any crazy type of thing. I was just able to download him. It just worked for me. I mean, it just worked. So that was a ton of fun, though, playing. I really like what Joker offers to the table. And I can't wait for the rest of the characters because, if we're getting characters like this and, how good he works and, his play style, man, it's gonna be like really fun, like with the next characters. But yeah, ton of Joker. I think I've streamed like at least 10 to 15 hours of Joker already. So
I think what they did with him was fantastic, where it was like, oh, for each one you're gonna get one stage and you're gonna get one song and you get one character, but like the stage changes colors, which is really dope. And isn't there like 9 tracks included? And like
11.
he's a really developed character. It's not like they just threw Mewtwo back in there.
Yeah.
Which I like Mewtwo, but
Mewtwo got some buffs. Mewtwo's actually better in 3.0, which is interesting.
So
and heavier.
Did we talk about the stage builder now?
I was about to say stage builder.
So many dicks, my god. Almost all the top, like, this is the one that fans are liking the most, and it's just a full-blown dick going like this. Like, okay.
I just see Sakurai looking at the top 20 and just go, this was a mistake.
Slight tear in his eye.
I saw some guy complaining. He's like, I spent 16 hours trying to make every pube perfect, and they just deleted it. It's like, what did you do?
Are they like cutting down on like they're going in and like getting rid of some obvious scrolling ones?
Yeah.
I've heard as of last night they've been going in and just hitting delete on anything that even looks sketchy. Apparently,
yeah, they've been removed. There was articles on Nintendo Everything and Go Nintendo. They've been removing a lot of the stupid stuff people have been making. But there's some actual really cool stuff that I've seen too. I saw like a Sonic one that Liam Robinson linked.
Yeah.
A Captain Falcon stage where like he's like mimicking like a Falcon punch or something like that. It was
really
There's some pretty cool stuff.
I like the
I haven't
one.
even tried it out yet. I haven't tried out any of the extra.
But did you see the DVD logo?
The DVD
There's
logo.
that one.
I didn't see that one.
Wood did a video on it.
That's my favorite, and my second favorite is someone made one that they made a custom Hyrule castle, and the moon is actually coming down, and they made the moon surrounded with lava, so you could actually uppercut people into like basically the moon from
Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask. How am I having a brain fart like that? And it'll insta kill him. Right?
I like the one where it just says "fix online."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that.
That was funny. That was like one of the highest rated ones the other night. It just said "fix online."
That's funny. Oh man, that's pretty good.
I bought my 10th copy of Borderlands.
So
what?
It's like my 10th copy. Like in general, since like the original came out.
Oh, you got it physically. Nice.
Yeah, it came in early from GameStop, but they should have it restocked as of yesterday at some GameStops. I got this back on like Monday or Tuesday. I think.
I need to see if I can get that.
The EA store, there was like a weird. They actually had a thing where
they were selling it there.
Yeah, you could. They sold it for one day, and I happened to see it on the forum, so I bought it. I think it was even cheaper on there. I think I paid $20 for this.
Oh wow, good deal. Good deal.
I've
been still playing through that as much as I can.
It's great
on a project. Yeah, no, they've done a great job. The improvements that they made in the first game, they've done a lot of stuff with the HD, HDR 4K packs for the second game and pre-sequel. Both I've tried it on computer and on the Xbox One X. Both look beautiful, both play great. And I'm just glad that aside from the other games getting those 4K updates, that we have Borderlands, the original Borderlands, getting some love finally. So
it feels like a new game, 100%, and that surprised me.
It's great. All the DLC has been like, it's just smoothed out. I love it.
It says a GameStop near me has it, so I think I will go pick that up tomorrow.
Go for it, man. It's great.
I wanted that badly physically, so that's cool. That's good. I'll go pick that up. What about you, Sean? What have you been up to? Been playing anything good?
Not really. I haven't really played that much this week. Like, I played a little Katana, but not really like enough time with it. I played some more Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I just really didn't play that much shit this week, to be honest.
How far are you in 7 now?
I am doing the mountain climbing thing, and then
we have to jog.
We got to keep your body temperature up.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But I died, and it pissed me off because I hadn't saved in a while. so I kind of took a day or two off of that.
Well, when you're in that cave with that save point right there, well, if you're lower on the mountain, then you need to go up a little bit. But once you're at the top save point, there's a little pond right there. And in that patch of land, you could fight giant blue dragons. And every time you defeat one, you get a dragon armor, which absorbs half fire, electric, and ice, and has 6 paired slots. It's pretty great. You're probably going to use it throughout the rest of the game.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you're having trouble beating him, of course there's cheat codes. You can just turn on instant limit break.
I just remember in the game, like Final Fantasy 7, you get towards, I don't know if it's towards the end or middle. I just remember you go into town and to get Sid's ultimate weapon, you just talk to somebody and they just like hand it to you.
No, Sid's ultimate weapon is in the sunken plane after you get the submarine.
Well, there's that. Do you mean his final limit break? Yeah, I think you go back to his house on disc 3. So after the rocket's blown up.
Yeah, they just like somebody just hands it to you. It's like, oh, okay, thanks. Which was pretty funny. But
well, I know Vincent's is that way, but you talk to Lucena in the secret waterfall cave. Okay, great.
Yeah, that one's sad. I like that.
Oh, it's probably mine.
Yeah, he literally just said he's in the living room watching TV.
I want playoffs, man.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I didn't know it was that loud. I got the sound bar, and I'm not used to it.
I just okay.
Yeah, I was wondering. I couldn't tell who it was. I was like, man, someone's being an asshole. I'm not gonna go.
oh yeah, it was. You're right, Max. Sid, the Venus Gospel. If you go back to his town after the rocket launches, you talk to an NPC in the middle of the town, like in front of his house, and they hand you his ultimate weapon, the Venus Gospel.
I mean, dude, I've literally beaten Final Fantasy 7 over 100 times.
I thought that was just funny when like I just walked out, like, here you go. Oh, all right.
Well, cool. there's some that are missable. I mean, that's straight up. It's weird. It's like when you go back to Midgar for that one little mission, if you don't pick up a particular item, you just miss Tifa's best limit break.
Yeah, obviously Aerith, you get that very early on.
Yeah, gold saucer.
Yeah.
No, but also Aerith's final limit, you can not get it.
Yeah.
You can accidentally get the gold armlet, which happened to me, and then I had to reset because I didn't know which box was which.
Good stuff. Good stuff. What about you, Rax? What you been playing, man?
To be honest with you, man, I'm bouncing. Like I just finished Yoshi's Crafted World. I took too long playing that. I'm still trying to make my way through Sekiro. Nothing's really had my attention since those two games have come out, and since Dragon Ball Super Broly came out on Tuesday, I went back to Fighter Z. So I've been playing a lot of Fighter Z.
Okay.
Just waiting for Mortal Kombat, really.
Did you get the Steelbook for the film?
There's a Steelbook?
There's a Best Buy Steelbook of it.
Are you kidding me? Now I'm gonna have to buy another copy.
Jordan, you cracked me up because you asked this question. You're like, "Hey, have you?"
I've just had it sitting there for like a week, and I was like, I
need to get that. That's on Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's so good, man.
Is it on 4K?
I don't think they did a 4K release for it. No.
I don't think. Yeah.
I'll have to get that. I'll have to go pick that up too.
Rax, it has to be hard getting those steelbooks in the middle of outer space.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Sometimes when I'm in orbit, I just I don't know when the next time I'll touch down again. So
that's good stuff. That's good stuff. I got it. Nate, you play a bunch of weird stuff. What do you play, man?
I've been playing Katana Zero, a game called Deponia. Something like
the Deponia
droning.
I heard that's a ripoff.
I don't know. I've only played for like 5 minutes.
Well, no, because it comes with only one of them, I think, and it's like $40 or $50 or something. But on the other systems, it's cheaper and comes with all of them.
That's because on the other systems, it's been out for like 5 years. I guess it's just another situation of just getting dropped on the Switch and being like, hey, due to you guys.
I think they threw it on PS4 and Xbox One like in February, but that might have been like the collection of the other ones.
I think it's all of them. Yeah, that's. I saw people talk about that online. That it was. It felt like a ripoff because it was like one of them for like $40, which is weird. But
did anyone play Cuphead on the Switch?
I did. I played a lot of it.
I played Cuphead. I played Cuphead a long time ago.
Yeah.
On the Switch. On the Switch, they sent out review copies of that very early, actually. But I liked it because I liked Cuphead on the PC, and it's fine. It's basically a perfect port to the Switch.
Wow, I feel like I said that, and then like 2 seconds later, Jeff's super chat came in.
What if anyone picked up and tried Cuphead for the Switch? Yeah, I actually have a whole video on playing it. Sean does too, right? Sean, you played it.
Yes.
You played Cuphead. Did you get any further in it, Sean?
I haven't really played it all that much since then. I'll probably play it some tomorrow, though. I know my 8-9-year-old cousin actually had it pre-ordered for the digital version because he really wanted to play it. So I look forward to chastising him tomorrow and seeing how bad he was at it.
I want to see Sean actually beat that game. That'd be
Sean,
interesting,
did you get past the tutorial?
Oh yeah.
He has a video of him playing. You played like 2 levels in it, right? Straight up on camera.
There was no building involved.
There's no building.
That was my first time actually really playing. I mean, I played Cuphead a little bit back with a friend when it came out on the Xbox One, but not really much to really get my own opinion. But actually playing it and then going back and watching that journalist play through that, I'm like, how is this even a thing?
I did research on it. Apparently, Dan Takashi is like one of the best like technology journalists in the world, but the dude just cannot play video games to save his damn life.
I just couldn't
it was the
believe that he
wording
was struggling that much.
It was the wording on the stage where it said jump and then hit the button to dash across. So the way he was doing it, he was jumping and then waiting and dashing. He's like, this doesn't make any sense. He's like, that's just shitty instructions. I mean, they probably should just edited the video in reality.
I was gonna say, I don't know why they didn't just cut it. Just be like, maybe we should cut this out, or
delete. Yeah, delete. But just don't post it. I mean, I'm not just.
I don't know. Eurogamer had video up from them playing Katana Zero, and they couldn't get through the fan of the first level for like 5 minutes. Slow down time and roll. It wasn't that hard, and they were narrating like, "Oh, we keep fucking this up." Like it wasn't funny after 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
It's bad. It was a really bad clip. I was like, this is why I don't do commentary on video.
Speaking of Sean having trouble assembling things, did anyone else pick this up?
Oh yeah, we talked about that last podcast. It was all right. It was interesting. We're waiting for this week though.
I literally only bought it for this week.
Yeah.
So I was at Target maybe like 4 or 5 days before the release date of that little kit with the blaster. They were selling it early, and I had no idea that it was early. I could have had that like a week early and not even realized it.
You should have grabbed it, man.
I was like not even paying attention. I was like, oh, that's weird. And like I saw somebody buying one, and I was like, I didn't know that was out yet.
Where was
it? Going.
Where was this?
This is at Target. It's like,
oh wow.
Yeah.
Usually the computers will stop that. That's interesting.
Yeah, not like, dude, my Target is notorious for selling things early.
I need to find that Target then.
My Target's very
Come on
like,
down.
It's like certain things, because like a few weeks ago, this was like a week before the Detective Pikachu merch was supposed to go out, like the figures or cards or all that stuff, and Target put it out. And I was able to buy it all. But a friend of mine who was going around, because he collects all the like the Avengers figures and all that, my Target accidentally put them all out early before the street date for them and took them all to the register, and they said, no, these aren't being sold for another week. And they took them from them. But my stuff was still street dated, but still let the purchase go through, which I find it really interesting. Disney has that big hold on their products for sure. But certain things, I guess, like VR, like the Labo kit, I'm sure Nintendo wasn't too worried about. At the end of the day.
The Target next to my house was the one that leaked sales for King K. Rool and Piranha Plant amiibos, which the register was locked for, and I went there afterward, and they removed them almost like a couple hours after that post went live.
Oh wait, Sean, are you watching basketball?
Yes.
Why is this, buddy?
Why are you
NBA.
watching? Why are you watching the game, man? You know what's gonna happen.
Look, the Pistons shouldn't even fucking be in there, to be honest with you. It should have been the Hornets. And the Pistons look like absolute ass against Milwaukee. Like it's like an NBA team
it's a
versus
college
an
team playing an NBA team, basically, is what's happening.
No, I wouldn't even say college. I would say AAU.
It's not that bad, but I mean the Hornets. I mean they got one 5'11" point guard that can shoot, and the rest of the team's pretty bad.
Okay, they're better than the Pistons.
I mean, you're the one over there, Sean, pulling for the Nets.
Look, the Nets are a scrappy team. Okay, fucking Embiid is very dirty. Like I like
He's
dirty.
Not dirty. He's not dirty. And Jared Dudley looks like Franklin. Jared Dudley looks like that turtle Franklin.
Aren't the Nets the team that got one of their worst players intentionally injected to get one of the best players on the Sixers out?
That's not how it went at all. Jared Dudley was sticking up for Jared Allen.
No, that's exactly how it went.
Jared
Dudley went up and shoved Embiid in the back, who's like 7 foot.
The thing about Embiid is I like when players I like the old school NBA. So when there was a lot of chippiness and a lot of fights and stuff like that. So like that's cool with me. But Embiid has to realize that he's a dirty player because he is a dirty. Even when he talks, when he was
all ball, dude.
He got all ball with the flagrant one foul, dude. How is that dirty?
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that foul at all.
Okay.
I'm talking about him elbowing.
I'm talking well the elbow, and then what he says. Like he was talking about after the game, they were interviewing him, and they asked him what they thought about Jared Dudley's reaction, and the first thing he fucking says is, "Oh, well, he's a nobody, so it doesn't really matter." And I'm like, wow, Jesus Christ! Like
he said, he's a nobody. He said, he's a
Welcome
nobody.
to the sports wave.
I bet he buys Totino pizza rolls though. He doesn't buy those Walgreens.
Wait, Sean,
Sean,
didn't wasn't Dudley the one that called Simmons average, and then Simmons dropped 31 to win the game in Brooklyn the other day?
Okay, first and foremost, when the fuck did you become a Sixers diehard statistician over here?
I've been following the Sixers for a while. You know where I am.
I mean, yes, like I like the Sixers and Nets series because I think it's the best series that we've had thus far. I like the Nets more than I like the Sixers, but when it comes down to it, I will always root for the East Coast team over the West Coast team.
Listen, don't put. You got to put your money where your mouth is. Like that dude found out with me in Super Smash Brothers this past week. You sit here and say you're gonna body somebody, you're gonna 3-stock them, you put $100 on the line, and he goes running like a bitch. So I mean, you got to put your money where your mouth is.
Let me let's go through these super chats here. Sixers in 5, by the way, Sean. On that,
you're probably right.
Yeah, I know. But let me go through the super chats. Andy with the big 25 actually is saying, "Gents, good to see you, Andy." Every week actually, Andy stops by. Thank you, Andy. Dream Meter says, "Happy 420, stay lit." With one of those like laughing, crying emojis. So
laughing hysterically emojis.
Yeah,
make the face. Show us what it looks like.
I can. Danny says massive SpawnCast discussion group today. So hype. Yep, it's gonna be fun. We got some topics to go over. Maz says Friday the 13th coming to Switch soon.
Hell yes. I love that game.
Wishbone says, you think the Spartan consoles will still have a chance in 2020 or at all if Sega gives them the green light for their exclusives? They have been silent. What do you think, Sean?
No, I'm sorry. What was the question? I was responding.
It was about this. It was about the Spartan console and if it has a chance in 2020.
No.
Okay.
People keep spamming. I've been streaming on Thursday nights, and people keep spamming about the Spartan console in my chat, and I can't tell if they're trolling or not. That thing is fake.
Victor says, "Can we get 8-bit Eric on the SpawnCast? Love the channel." Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely. Johnny asked, "How many hats do you own, RGT?"
Quite a few. A lot of them are in a box right now, but I've been taking them out slowly. I actually just picked this up recently.
Wait, you picked up a Yankees hat recently?
Yeah, you know where I got it?
I just like why though? Like why?
What's wrong with the Yankees?
It's a nice fitted. It's a nice fitted. But TJ Maxx. I went to TJ Maxx. This TJ Maxx by my house sucks ass. And I go in there just because I needed to buy some boxer briefs because honestly, I just didn't feel like fucking washing clothes and I needed a fresh pair. So I went there.
We've been there.
See, it happens.
What did you wear to TJ Maxx?
I wore some shorts and I just
Commando.
Yeah.
Basketball shorts.
They had this hat. They had a PlayStation shirt, a Super Nintendo shirt. So I got like this, the 2 shirts and like a pair of shorts for like $50 out the door. Like and the underwear.
And
so
the box of briefs that you went there for.
The box of briefs.
But name brand little pizza rolls and all that are too much for you?
No, yeah, I mean, obviously.
Is that a new era thing?
Yeah.
And that's a deal. If you go to Lids, that's $50 on its own.
Yeah, it was like $12. And I was like, all right, I'm not gonna complain.
I just bought Katana Zero.
Okay, there we go. Rukia says, love you guys, keep up the good work. And I finally got PlayStation VR and loving it. See, Sean?
Hell yeah.
People out here getting PlayStation. We're helping VR here.
Yes.
Maybe soon.
Viva la VR Lucian.
pushing
Yeah,
PlayStation
VR.
Yeah, that's VR technically.
Exactly. PlayStation VR. Get on it. Apparently, it's gonna be compatible with the PS5s. There you go. Johnny S. I know Max, I know you played this game. I've actually started. I'm a couple hours into it actually. Johnny said, "Did everyone play Detroit? What did y'all think? I just started yesterday and I'm hooked. Plan on getting the platinum. I actually got Detroit when it dropped to like 25 because I'm not a big David Cage. I'm not like really into the David Cage games as much. I liked Heavy Rain. I liked Indigo Prophecy, but I think I fell off after that, to be honest. But I said, you know what? I played the demo for Detroit and I was like, you know what? I want to get into Detroit. So I have it. I need to get into it. I'm like 2 or 3 hours in.
I love it. Be warned, your characters can die.
That someone told me that they were like, your characters can just die and they're gone for good. And I was like, oh no. So I got real nervous when I'm playing it now.
Got it Black Friday for $15.
I gotta keep. I just want to keep Connor alive.
Haven't touched it yet.
My fiance bought it Black Friday for 20, and she ended up beating it and loved it so much she ended up building Connor's outfit. So she's been doing like cosplay of Connor now.
Yeah, I feel bad getting him killed. I mean, I guess the idea is to play through it multiple times, obviously.
Well, so Connor is like the one character you can't kill. If he dies, I'll tell you this: every time he dies, another Connor shows up. So you're good.
Okay, good. All right, good.
No, the 2 games I got on Black Friday still haven't touched, which was Detroit for 15, and then I got Nier Automata I got it for 20. That Nier Automata for 20.
Nier's good.
I really want to play it. I love the characters and the designs. Still haven't played it.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll through Detroit a bit more. I gotta find how is it like? Is one playthrough really long with it, Max? I'm trying to figure out if I can just blast through it in one.
In my opinion, it's almost exactly 8 hours. I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It feels longer. I'll be honest, because you can rush through like a lot of the crime scenes, a lot of the puzzles. If you want, you could probably beat it in less. But you're supposed to kind of wander around and talk to people. If you want to just be like, if it says like go to a supermarket, you could be that jerk who just runs straight to the supermarket.
Oh yeah, during the demo, I was looking around, like I was doing the thing where you get the fish and you like put it back in the tank.
Yeah, you could do that for the whole game, and you really should. I think it's better that way.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna look back into that a bit more. Like I said, I'm stuck on Mortal Kombat right now, so. That's taking up a lot of my time.
You got that sweet collector's edition though,
dude. That thing showed up, and
would it be worth if you paid $300 for it? Would it be worth that $300 price tag it had?
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't really buy special editions for more than $100 usually. So I probably wouldn't have bought it, to be honest, just because I don't buy like super expensive ones. It was cool to see, just see it show up randomly, and it was heavy. The box itself was 50 or 60 pounds because it's heavy, dude. That box that it came in, the one that FedEx broke, is really heavy. But I think what's that?
Is it plastic?
It's like I mean, it says on the outside they stuck a glass sticker to it, but it's like plexiglass plastic. I think it's very heavy though. It's like it's got some weight to it. But I probably wouldn't have bought it just because I don't buy it. I really wanted the one I really wanted were the bookends. Remember those? The Mortal Kombat bookends?
Yeah.
Those things are awesome. But I don't really buy into super expensive collector's edition as much.
What about super expensive collector editions on crappy games? Do you buy into those at all, by any chance? Is there anybody on this panel that likes those?
I have some I bought just as a joke.
There's 2 again.
What about really
I don't
really
buy
crappy
any.
games?
I do not buy any crappy games. I would never buy and then sit here and point at a crappy game collector's edition statue that is precisely placed behind me as a reminder of my failures.
I own every collector's edition of Shenmue 2 from every part of the world. This is Japanese. This is French.
But at least that's good.
That's a good game, though.
At least you should spend $300 on crap.
It's true. You got ripped off, and I want you to know that.
No, I know there's fans the Mortal Kombat fans get a kick out of it because it's like Scorpion's mask and it's on this really nice like setup and everything. But if you're not, you could probably even put you could actually put a light in there too, technically, like a red light or something to make it look really cool. But if you're not a Mortal Kombat fan like that, you might not get the excitement out of it. Especially for $300 to think about it. Although it does come with like all the characters and everything because it's like the premium edition with the combat pass.
$300.
Wait, you have to pay for characters in Mortal Kombat?
They have like a what are they, the season pass type thing?
Yeah, they'll have like stuff come out. Like I know like in September when the new It movie comes out, Pennywise is heavily rumored to come to the game.
Like they have like
the leak of the characters.
This premium edition thing.
There's 6
So.
characters. Like it sound like it, in all honesty, it sounds better than the last one because I bought the more expensive version of X and I didn't even get all the characters. Like this one sounds like they're giving you 6 characters. I got 2.
Oh,
Oh.
the XL version.
And if I bought the season pass separately, it would have been cheaper. And I was just sitting there dumbfounded. I'm just like, what the hell did I buy?
Yeah, there's gonna be like some XL edition of this down the road. They'll do that and resell
Yeah,
it.
I'm
Ultimate Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, they'll call it something.
Look, I made
and
the
repackage
SpawnWave
it.
logo in the stage builder.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty
Intuitive.
Stop sucking up.
You got the merch on, you're making levels for them.
I'm already on the t-shirt.
Yeah.
T-shirt gang.
Yes, very good there. Let me go through. I think we'll come back to the super chats a little later on, like half an hour. Evan, you got a Discord question?
I guess we can get this one out of the way early because I know Sean wanted to dig into it. About last week, the WWE Network is awesome. Why y'all not subscribe to it? It's the best deal in subscription services.
Clearly, I am subscribed to it because whenever there's a pay-per-view and I have to do the Class versus Crass podcast with Jason on Sundays, I complain to him and then I watch the pay-per-view while we do it.
I mean,
So
if you're getting the
you have
pay-per-view
to be.
for it for $10 a month, that's good because those used to be $50 or $60 back in the day.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, like I was like 12 or 13. I used to get the WCW pay-per-views. Like I wouldn't get them eventually I would get them every month, but like we got one and my buddy came over and we watched it. And then my mom was like, "You want to know something really weird?" I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Well, they didn't charge us on the cable bill for the pay-per-view." I was like, "Really?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "So technically I can get next month's then since this one was free." And she was like, "Yeah, I guess that's fine." And I got like 7 or 8 of the pay-per-views when we lived there in a row and they never charged us for them. It was the weirdest fucking thing.
Yeah, but that's when it was like back then you'd get the pay-per-view because it was like uncensored and uncut and everything. And they would do some crazy stuff then. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you get the pay-per-views with it, then I guess it's worth $10 a month or $120 a year. So there you go.
The best deal is going to be Disney Plus when that drops for $7.
Nah, man, it's Game Pass.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You know what? But
in
in film, in TV, movies, all that, it's going to be Disney Plus. But with gaming, Game Pass overall, Game Pass.
Game
wins.
Pass,
I'm finally,
Say it a couple more times and hit that quota.
Yeah, get the quota.
I'm finally getting into Netflix for the first time ever in my life, man. Some of that stuff. I watched that zombie Korean
Wait, have you
show.
watched? Whoa!
You're just getting into
Whoa! Hold on, you're just
Yeah.
getting into Netflix now.
Yes.
Type in Daredevil and watch that.
Is it actually good? I mean, because I read some of the comics.
The Daredevil series is pretty good. The Defenders movie attached to it.
Does it start off good? That's always my rule with TV shows is I want the first 3 episodes to get me into it.
The way they preface it was they focused more on, I guess, like action movies, mostly I think like the Japanese and Korean ones with the one shot of the camera through the fights.
I love that.
Really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, Daredevil is really good at the one
shot.
Yeah, there's only
Sure.
3 seasons because they canceled it after 3, but it is tremendous. It's really good.
Punisher's also pretty good.
Punisher's in it too, but yeah.
I watched the first like 5 episodes of Luke Cage, and then the first time was a full filler episode. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, I would
Luke
watch
Cage,
Daredevil. It's
Iron
fun.
Fist, maybe skip, but the first season of Jessica Jones was amazing.
To watch the Defenders.
Not necessarily, but
Is it
you
mandatory? Can okay.
Just watch the final episode of Iron Fist.
When he finally gets the Iron Fist. I don't know.
Yeah, Daredevil is a must watch. I would check that out.
Ooh, someone said Altered Carbon.
Altered
that
Carbon,
show
yeah.
is so good. That is like the best looking show I've seen for a television show. The budget on that's insane.
I read
can't
the
wait.
book back in the day, but I've forgotten it. So I feel like that's kind of the fun is when you get to be reminded as you watch it.
That has the most nudity.
BoJack Horseman.
BoJack's great, but Altered Carbon has the most nudity I've ever seen in a TV show. Like every
Is there, like-
scene, there's like some sort of nudity.
Does
But
somebody
it
like
is
download a nipple?
Dude,
'Cause-
it's so good. It's such good sci-fi, and I cannot wait for season 2 because, like, I was like, are they going to do this one twist for season 2? And they announced that they were, and I was like, that's amazing, and that's coming out sometime this year. So please watch Altered Carbon. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Also, Castlevania, man, you gotta watch
Castlevania.
Castlevania.
on there.
I saw Castlevania season 1, but not season 2. Someone's saying
Season 2 is so much better.
Someone's saying Russian Doll. I have to check that one out.
All right,
Netflix Wave. Sorry.
Let's move into some of the topics here that we have. Let's start with the PlayStation 5. Mark Cerny sat down with Wired, talking about the PlayStation 5, which is interesting because that article kind of came out of nowhere, like that interview. It just like dropped online one morning.
Yeah, right before the new Xbox. What a weird coincidence.
Yeah, because apparently the new Xbox can be shown at E3. I wouldn't be surprised to put out a teaser trailer, which sounds weird, a trailer for a presentation at E3. But I bet you they would do something like that. I feel like they did something like that for the Scorpio even. But I wouldn't be shocked if they did something like that. But the PS5, it's AMD chip based on Ryzen 8 cores, 7 nanometers N2, ray tracing, 3D audio, which is something that Mark Cerny really talked about a lot of.
Yeah.
Storage is going to be an SSD or a solid state drive. We don't really know how it's going to be connected to the systems. Some people are saying PCIe 4.0. And he said load times are much faster. He said up to 19 times faster, to where like they had a fast travel in Spider-Man loading in less than a second compared to 15 seconds. And then 8K.
0.8 seconds on that one.
Yeah, and then I like how they have that like to the 0.8. Yeah, and then they have 8K support, which I assume is probably just upscaling, and backwards compatibility of at least PlayStation 4 games, and the PlayStation 4 VR right now will apparently work as well with the system. So it sounds like they're putting together a pretty solid system, but it's not coming out this year, of course, 2020, as they said. And there's a lot of questions still around it. What are the exact specs, which everyone's trying to figure out now, and how would a solid state drive really affect gameplay over something like just load times, like open world stuff and everything?
That's the thing I feel like people need to understand the most is if people have a solid state drive in every single console, game developers can make games differently. Like imagine if every part of Breath of the Wild existed simultaneously. You could literally get yourself full on all the way across the map and see every single tree and stuff as you flew over. Like games could be more detailed. Like you can only move so fast in games also because of the speed of the drive. So I'm so curious what this becomes.
Yeah, especially since they're going to design games for the system, knowing that there is a solid state in every one. It's similar when the PlayStation 3 came out as across from the 360. Developers knew that there was always going to be a hard drive in the PlayStation 3. So they made some games play differently because of that, which was kind of neat. But
or I would always make the analogy of when the PlayStation 2 came out and people were able to create more raw data like on Surface at once, and they were able to do open world games. Like think of Vice City when you were driving around in Vice City. It still had some load screens. That was the first time ever where they were able to load an entire city at once.
So we still need a lot of information. Like he didn't really tell us as much as I think I would have liked. They mostly just acknowledged that the PlayStation 5 is being worked on. But the biggest question, and it is going to be interesting because there are rumors that the Xbox Anaconda is going to be more powerful. That's their like more powerful system because apparently they're going to have 2 SKUs. Anaconda being like the beast essentially. Apparently that's going to be more powerful. So what price is the PlayStation 5 going to launch at?
$400. They're going to lose money on it, but $400.
Oh, they're definitely not doing 6 again.
No,
400's a solid price
I'm
point they have to
excited
stick by.
I'm excited for backwards compatibility. I think that's dope. That backwards
It's smart.
to be there.
Yeah.
That's
I hope their
all the
patents are
spec
correct.
stuff and the price. Yeah, I think maybe it's going to be 400. Maybe they have 500. Maybe they have 2 different models. Maybe one comes with the PSVR. They do something 500 and 400. But backwards compatibility is actually really cool.
it's going to be like a straight drop-in replacement for the PlayStation 4 right now. Then.
Yeah, I'm not going to sell my PS4s or anything. I'm going to keep them just because I like keeping my systems. But
Yeah.
like I'm just excited just to be able to like, because like you're going to get Japanese developers that aren't going to just hop right over to PS5.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
just going to make games on PS4 for a while.
And I feel like some people forget this now, but remember, there was a really slow overlap between PlayStation 3 shifting to PlayStation 4 for about 7 months. I had both my PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 hooked up. So the fact that it's going to jump straight over, I'll be honest, the second the PlayStation 5 comes out, I'm unhooking my PS4.
Well,
I'm keeping it, but I'm going to unhook it.
What's interesting is they could probably do something similar to what Microsoft does with the Xbox One right now with their backwards compatibility, where they release a game and it has like PlayStation 5 technically on the top or PS4, PS5 on the top, and it's a PS4 disc, but they have a patch that you download for the PS5 to like add like, 4K textures and all this stuff to it, faster load times, take advantage of all of that. So they could potentially release games still for the massive PlayStation 4 user base, and it would still be worth doing a patch as well. So that's exciting because developers will actually benefit pretty heavily from that. And there'll be less risk to jump into the PS5 while that continues to sell anyway.
Let's just hope that Sony can. Their console sounds nice, but I hope they can just start playing nice with this crossplay stuff, because that'll be pretty big for next generation with a lot of games doing more crossplay. And there was some kind of stuff being said about Borderlands 3, like we mentioned last week, about like there's the crossplay that's like was found on like the Microsoft store for like the computer and your Xbox, and apparently it was said that there is a certain company holding it back from being crossplay on everything right now.
Damn you, Atari!
Yeah, you got it, Atari. You son of a bitch.
Look, VCS is about to steamroll everybody. Right now, we're all just playing in the sandbox. They're the gods.
Really
Soldier Boy.
What about Google?
That shit's gonna be $400 with all that stuff in it.
100%, I do. I think they're gonna lose massive money, but I think they're gonna do it just to murder Xbox.
I think there's. I personally think they're afraid of going over 400. Just
they learned their lesson.
Well, like the PS4 Pro probably could have been better, but they gimped it a bit to make it $400.
Yeah, no 4K movie watching on there. That's dumb.
And I've heard there's been like they did some sort of research. Sony talked about it at one point that they did research of what low income people think of the price 400 versus the price 500, and 500 in people's minds sounds like half of 1,000, whereas 400 sounds like all right, that's a fair cost.
I think they're waiting until next.
450.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm thinking maybe 450 or 5.
That'd be such an interesting price for something to come out.
That's too obtuse. Like when you're from a marketing perspective, like you're charging $449. You might as well just be 500. People will just be like, I think it's got to be 400 or it's 500.
There's so much weird psychology in pricing at that tier.
Yeah, I mean, I worked retail, so I know like there'd be the weirdest way that they would price things, and you don't want to get into these 329s, 330s, 340s. Like you want to get it, you want to round it off, especially for a console. I mean,
you're not wrong.
So you guys are saying that right now the PS4 Pro is $400. You think the PS5, which is better than that, would be the same price?
I think the PS4 Pro would probably drop in price, and then they'll do PS5. I mean,
I think they would discontinue the PS4 Pro at that point.
They could. They very well could.
But they have to clear stocks, so
they might do the opposite. I imagine they might do something where they make the most budget version of the Pro, and that becomes the default PS4, and then they just start making PS5s,
like a slim PS4 Pro.
Yeah, like that really, and those ugly ass PS3s. What were they called? Like
the slide top ones.
Yeah.
Ugly
I
as
have
hell
that.
PS3s.
The one that actually opened. Those lids break all the time. I've gone through 3 of those. While it was under warranty, I went through 3.
What was hilarious is when they sold a 12 gig variant of that.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Yeah, it didn't have a hard drive in it. It was 12 gigs of flash storage, and it couldn't install like most PS3 games to it.
But they did make a red one, and
they sold it for like $130 at a Walmart.
Yeah, it was super cheap, and you can tell it was super. I was like, this is just a ghetto ass project. Like I don't want any part of this.
I got the super rare white one, and that was supposed to be the best of that model, and even mine broke constantly.
I mean, here's the thing about that: if the PS5 is $500 and the Anaconda is stronger, is Microsoft going to launch that thing at $600?
I really hope they don't, for their sake.
If they do, they won't sell anything. But why? Who the fuck cares about Microsoft's power? They don't have any fucking where are your games and shit?
So the major rumbling is, what if they come out next generation and all of their own studios have been working towards this futuristic goal? And we do have to consider the fact that maybe the Anaconda comes out and we all want some, and it turns out that it's just the most powerful, crazy thing with the best exclusives. I mean, it may happen.
I mean, Halo Infinite's going to be at E3.
Yeah, and what if Halo Infinite has like 80-person multiplayer and every single person is at 8K and it literally
Well, where it is a battle royale right now for it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hot with all the kiddies.
I'd play it. I'll be honest, I like Halo.
I just want to play Team Deathmatch and just do that all day.
I just want Halo Reach already. When's that coming?
I think maybe Microsoft will do a 2 type of tiered system thing.
Hey,
I think,
do you say Halo Reach? Do you say Halo Reach?
Yeah, when's it coming?
September. Let me see. Hold on.
Oh, Miss Insight.
I kind of need to check my paperwork.
You don't have the nuts. You don't have the nuts to talk about
it. Do it live.
I think we're good. I think it's I think it's getting delayed for insiders because I'm part of the program to test it. And they haven't said anything, and I'm supposed to have been testing it this week.
What?
I was gonna say, I was like, Spawn, wait, while you're looking at all these top secret emails, people are gonna be freeze framing this and read the reflection of your glasses.
I just had to check. I just had to make sure. Yeah, it's
man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
R.I.P.
So I don't know what's going on with that. They're supposed to be testing it this week, and I haven't heard anything about it. But yeah, so that's the word is that it might have been delayed for
343. Better not mess it up.
They were gonna have PC users tested and then Xbox, so I'm on both of those. But I haven't heard anything about. I've heard it about Xbox, but I haven't heard anything about PC yet. So
God, I can't wait for that. I'm all over that.
Yeah, we'll see though. We'll see. When they do eventually let me test it, I'll see if there's anything I can say about it. If I'm allowed to, I might not be able to, but it'll be. It's supposed to be coming this year anyway, end of the year. So,
jeez,
I'm ready for Reach, man. Reach will be fun. I just play Halo 3 all the time, so. Yeah, but so we're thinking Microsoft might launch with 2 tiers. Is that what you guys were saying? And then PlayStation launches with 1, or do you think they're both launching with 2?
I think I don't think Sony probably has no interest. I think that we'll probably get a second PlayStation 5 2 years after, but I think Sony realized that their best strategy is clearing the road. Like, just put something out there that plays the best games and make the best exclusives, and just put it out there and people will buy it. And then just shut up and stand out of the way. And I think they're going to try and do that again.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. Yeah.
I don't think there's really a purpose of them putting out a budget PS5.
Yeah.
Because then why, for the same price, wouldn't you get an amazing PS4?
Yeah. Yeah, because we think Microsoft's going to do 2. They have 2 codenamed right now, Lockhart and Anaconda, and that's one of the reasons people think Anaconda might just be $600 because they'll also have a $400 variant.
Wait a second, this is Xbox?
Yes,
that's Tifa's last name.
Yeah.
Oh my God! The lines are connected. Yeah, Tifa Lockhart. Yeah,
Tifa Anaconda.
Yeah. Here's my thing with Microsoft, and I tend to feel like I am a broken record with Microsoft. I don't hate Microsoft. My Xbox One controller is on my table over here. Not a bad system.
He's making excuses. He's like,
we don't care. You hate it. You
but
hate
for
Microsoft.
fuck's sake, why do we?
There it is.
Why do we put any sort of credence and promise into what Phil Spencer says and Microsoft hardware? Phil Spencer is the biggest snake oil salesman of this generation. The man has literally done like nothing major, like all the services and shit. I don't give that to Phil Spencer. I give that to the people at developing the services. Phil Spencer has done nothing but talk out his ass the whole time he's been at Microsoft. Plus. Let's talk Microsoft hardware. The Xbox One All Digital Edition. We know what we're doing with this. What the fuck is that shit, man?
Xbox One's sad.
That actually happened in the trailer. They're like, guess what?
How do you not know the video game market that bad?
It's weird that it launched at it's $250. And what's really funny is people already took it apart. I was gonna grab it and take it apart, but apparently the ports for where the drive plugs in are still in there, and the eject button's still on there.
And that actually leads to a Discord question we got. Some guy was thinking maybe they ordered a bunch of parts, but not enough drives. And they're like, hey, why don't we just slap this together and sell it?
A lot of Xbox people got mad at me because I made fun of the fact that it's just an Xbox with a different shell around it, where they basically tape shut the disk drive. And people are like, shut up, bro. They said that it'd be the same console, which nobody did. It's just...
Well, the thing of it is, I got fucking because I did my video based on the initial the German write-up that was done a couple days before Microsoft unveiled the system, and I was talking about the price, and I was like, this is bullshit. Roughly it was $260 translated. So in my video, I went, it's probably $250. And so people were like, they're not going to release it at $250. It's going to be $200. Just like. And then it was like, yo, I was right. Like, come on, man. Like, just so overpriced.
It makes no sense. I don't know what they think is going to happen with that system. They said it'll always be $50 cheaper than the Xbox One S above it.
That's my big problem.
I guess that means
that's a lie.
I guess that means on Black Friday it'll be $150, maybe less.
Yeah, because you can get them you can get Xboxes. I mean, the MSRP is what is it, $299, but nobody actually pays $299.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What they should have done was wait till Black Friday and launch it as like a Black Friday special or something.
This thing benefits nobody. This only benefits Microsoft and trying to make more money. This benefits not, and usually with consumers, like with stuff that comes out, you can find benefits here and there for the consumer, but this literally, there's no benefit to the consumer, like zero to this thing.
Wait a second. Crazy idea. Who would pay, show of hands, except for Nate because he doesn't have a camera, who would pay $600 for a PS5 if you could use any PlayStation 1 through 4 disc on it?
I mean, I think everybody mostly.
Well, yeah.
I would. Yeah, everybody
would.
would.
There's that patent that has
There
that,
is
like,
a patent.
There is, yeah.
That like fake remastering, so they wouldn't have to make those remaster trilogies like they did on the PS3. You pop in a PS1 game.
He was pretty vague about backwards compatibility for the PlayStation 5. So you never know. They could show up and say everything's backwards compatible. You can play anything you want.
Even better, yeah, all backwards compatible, but still $400.
You don't think it is? They're gonna walk out. It's gonna be a fistful of PS2 games in their hand. They'll go, "Don't worry, everyone is here."
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, that would be amazing. That would get to the point where people would like day one, everyone's buying that thing. If you have like the entire world of PlayStation and you could pop the disc into the drive and it'll load up.
And there's the disc drive.
Yes, there is. Yep.
That's what the patent said. It did. Jordan, you read the patent too, right? It did say that you'd put a disc in and it would emulate the console, right?
Right. So, which is why they have to really work hard with the PlayStation 3 discs for that. But like in theory, they also have the thing where it's like that fake remastering. So if you put in Spyro, a game like Spyro on the PS1, you put that disc in, it's not going to look like the Reignited trilogy, but it's going to smooth out the edges and look like a remaster-ish version of a cleaned up game for all like PS1 and I'm assuming like PS2 games as well.
They had that to a small degree with the PS2. If you put PS1 games in there, it actually cut down on load times and it would actually smooth things out a little bit.
What if this thing is backwards compatible, PlayStation 1 through PlayStation 4, and it's region free for PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 4?
That they win.
Crazy.
They win.
Yeah,
like, there's no competition there until Xbox
console
does
war
something.
will be over.
Yeah, I'd become a Sony channel.
That is insane, man. I hope they do that. That'd be crazy.
Welcome back to Sony Guy.
Yeah, hello. Sony Cast guy here. Check it out.
Nate, any thoughts on the PS5? We can't see you, so we don't know if you're trying to chime in.
Or raise your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, turn on that camera real quick.
I mean, there's really nothing. I mean, they gave their general specs, but we don't know anything. We know it's going to use an AMD SoC, and that's about it. We don't know the memory. We don't know the clock rates. We don't know the actual GPU performance. We know basically nothing about the PS5.
So do you think they did this just because they know Microsoft's probably showing at E3 with possibly just the box on like a pedestal and everything?
Yeah, they just wanted the conversation to start of here's where we're going with the PS5. They want to beat Microsoft to the punch. It's brilliant marketing. They had Cerny hype up simple things where even he kind of misled people because he overhyped technology and said, we're doing this crazy stuff no one else has done, but PC has been doing it for a couple of years. It's the typical Sony act. They're going to sell you on hype, and then when it actually comes time to show you the product, it usually under-delivers just a little bit, but by then no one cares. You've already bought into the act.
I do have thoughts that the PS5 might be a bit weaker than a lot of people are like some people are going a bit crazy with the specs, and if it is 400, it's not going to be this 15 teraflop monster.
Oh my god!
How many teraflops will the PS5?
Well, I'll tell you this: Mark Cerny said the reason the PS4 Pro wasn't super expensive is because they couldn't get to his number for 4K, which he believed to be 8 teraflops.
8 teraflops for the PS5.
That's what he believed it to be, and he is like, and I mean, the Xbox One X isn't native 4K. All the time. So I guess he was right because that's 6 teraflops.
This is according to PS5, PlayStation5.com, which looks like a website from 2002.
So that's kind of my thoughts there. I think it might come out and be like 11 or 12 teraflops, and it'll be a $400 machine. But
now
then Microsoft will
damage.
I mean, it's going to be strong. It's going to be much stronger than anything we have now. So.
It comes down to the games. I mean, big if true. Comes down, at the end of the day, it comes down to the games. I mean, you can talk about teraflops and this and that and all, but I mean, you got to like Microsoft has the Xbox One X. It's kind of getting blasted right down by the Switch and the PS4, the base PS4. So I mean, talk about teraflops and all that stuff you want to, but you got to show.
I mean, dude, if they're doing God of War on 1.8 teraflops in the base PS4, man. That's going to be something else when when the first party studios get a hold, which I'm sure they're already probably working with PS5.
Oh yeah.
Targeted specs and stuff. That's going to be insane. Sony Santa Monica gets a hold of that. Naughty Dog. Whew.
Microsoft has everything they need to be an amazing system with first-party exclusives that we want. Banjo-Kazooie 3.
I mean, look,
Banjo's
Microsoft has their studios now, so we'll see what they do.
The problem though is with Banjo, it's like, but the people who made Banjo good aren't even Rare's not at their shelf themselves.
Yeah,
so like,
that's true, but you can always hire people to do it. I mean, look at the fact that the Spyro Reignited trilogy was completely remade by all new people, but it feels just like the game. Like you can hire people to make whatever.
A lot of those people that work there, from getting to know them, they were all like kids when Spyro came out and all grew up with Spyro and loved it. So when they got to make it, they knew it like the best. You know, they knew how to properly get in.
Go get that ultimate partnership, man. Get Banjo, like with Nintendo. Like Microsoft is going to working together, make an awesome Banjo game, bring that thing back from the dead.
Banjo awesome. 3E is coming.
So like Spyro went through a lot of growing pains, though. I mean, yeah, we got Spyro Reignited, so that was great. But remember all the like bad Spyro?
Yeah,
that came out in between,
Look,
so
man, we already lived through nuts and bolts, man. It's time for a good one.
It's not as simple as it seems, So you got to get the right team together and make sure you're doing the right thing.
But real quick before we move on, did y'all see there were tons and tons of leaks about Gears 5? Did anybody see any of those? It was a couple weeks ago.
What's going on about Gears?
It sounds great. Now we don't know if they're real, but it sounds great. It just sounds like they're refocusing the story to be just really centered on kind of the next generation of Phoenix. It sounds. Is it
okay?
great.
Is it not just based on from what that one trailer we got? It's not just based on the girl character where she just goes off on her own adventure.
But it sounds like she's going to be the new big bad, maybe, because the whole the twist at the end of the first or Gears 4. So it sounds like they're really reworking. I'm excited. I'm real excited.
Gotcha. That's promising.
In the chat, Felix Jr. says Xbox will be modular in a very sarcastic, memey way he wrote it. However, what if they're like, look at the Switch, they're doing something different. Let's make a modular Xbox. Which, if you want a more powerful one, you take this piece out, you put this piece in.
I was gonna say, if you're talking about like portable, they have their Surface stuff. Like I assume that's what they count as their tablet. You talking about like modular, like change stuff out, like video cards and stuff.
Like the GPU just pops in, it pops out.
Then just buy a computer at that point and make it yourself.
No. As a console person, I do love the idea that, honestly, the idea of like never having to worry about drivers or updates or anything, it's all automatic. But if I want, I can literally, like on the Dreamcast, how you can switch out the modem to be an Ethernet port. It'd be great.
The logistics of individual parts, the testing they'd have to put in. Imagine buying a really expensive GPU to upgrade your Xbox, plugging it in, and then nothing.
Let me live this fantasy. Let me pretend that they just sprinkle crack dust on top and it all works.
At the same time, like how many of us here have bought some HDMI upgrade for an old system?
An HDMI upgrade? Dude, I'm soldering stuff into the Dreamcast right now, man.
Exactly. There's a market for it.
That's true.
I don't know how big that market is, though. I mean, for every one John, there's probably 100 people who are like, "Can you do it for me?"
I mean, they have a service, man. They have.
But if it's modular and if it's just a little,
you'd think. I mean, you're literally describing how I feel computers are, and people still are afraid of putting those together.
They're terrifying.
Yeah, because they don't know how much thermal paste to put on.
It's a lot of thermal paste, okay? You can have an accident.
I'm supposed to put paste on something? No.
And the average heatsink comes with paste already on if you want basic crap. But yeah.
You guys want to go to a Discord question, Evan?
We got a couple more. Do you think the leaks that come to... Wait, hang on. Do you think with the leaks that come to the directs for Nintendo, are they going to abandon directs for shadow drops and Twitter announcements?
No,
I think... No, they'll still... Like they'll still do their directs and everything because I think the marketing is really good for them because there's this big hype cycle that happens when they announce one to when it shows up. But I mean, honestly, I think the Twitter announcements work well between a direct and E3. Like there's some stuff we needed to know for summer. So we're to the point now where they put it out, all the sites pick it up, post it, people on YouTube talk about it, Reddit posts it, Twitter posts it again. Like so, it's pretty easy for them to do that. But I think the direct still has a good bit of marketing power behind it. So I just don't think they just don't need a direct every 2 months. That's the thing, because they can put stuff on Twitter,
You're right. We need one every 2 weeks.
Every day.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean that Smash trailer they put out for 3, that could have just been a live stream and they could have called it a Smash Direct.
It felt like a
Right.
direct.
Right, it was
It was
15 minutes
formatted that
long.
way.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh my gosh. It blew my mind when I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, Joker's gonna be here and tomorrow and update 3.0. So yeah, it was nuts. It was
At the
pretty
very
cool.
least, they could have made it a YouTube premiere.
Nah,
Yeah.
you'll never see it coming. It was a joke. I'm pretty sure it was because of the play on the the song.
think?
You'll never, like Persona 5, you'll never see it coming. I think they did that purposefully with that.
I
But we
thought
did
that
see
they
it
were-
coming. We saw Stage Builder.
Right. Well, I thought they were going to delay it. I thought they were going to delay it and do the take your time beam from Persona 5.
All right. Yeah, I think we'll still get directs. Nate, thoughts on that since you made your direct video about it?
I mean, there's no reason for directs to go anywhere. It's not the leaks don't ruin a direct. If Nintendo wants to prevent leaks, then they will just start planting false leads and see if they spread, and they'll find the person leaking internally.
Which
we feel like they do often.
They do. They
Game
do these
of
tests.
Thrones.
It always happens. They're always testing to find the weak points within.
Nate,
But-
what's your number on directs for a year? How many do we need?
I think you need one around January or February. Then you have your E3 direct. Then you have one around Tokyo Game Show, and then you'll have a holiday direct around November. You probably only need 4 general directs, and then
you
in
go
between
quarterly.
you scatter them with a game dedicated direct, or you have some like indies around GDC or PAX. But you really only need 3 or 4 general directs a year.
Yeah, basically seasonal directs. Just what are you going to do this winter?
Quarterly.
sort of.
Yeah, you do early, mid, and
Yeah, that sounds about right to me. Oh, yeah. Cool. That's that'll work. Evan, we have Discord, another one? Another Discord question?
This one was probably geared towards a smaller group, so we'll just cut it down. What one game would you love to see remastered to bring to Xbox Scarlet and PS5?
From
Brandy.
just in general.
In general,
Oh wow.
Granted,
digital stuff aside and everything.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh, I was gonna say Metal Gear
Oh.
Solid 1.
I was going to say
Dave,
Metal Gear Solid 2.
Skies of Arcadia. Skies of Arcadia. for
Skies of
sure.
Arcadia,
Wait.
Skies of Arcadia, or like
Oh, great.
Legend of Dragoon or something like that. Like
Oh, Legend of Dragoon.
like Skies or Legend of Dragoon, something that we haven't seen. I mean, like Metal Gear Solid, like one that'd be dope. But I mean, Twin Snakes obviously wouldn't be the type of graphical performance, but we did get that Twin Snakes, which was a freaking amazing.
I love it. I love that game. Yep.
Yeah,
but I mean,
Twin
Sky-
Snakes
we've
is
never
good.
seen
If you go, have you gone back and played it? Like I played it a week or two ago, and I forgot the frame rate's really not that great in that game on
Is
the
it?
GameCube.
I played it not so long ago. I literally have it on my shelf.
Yeah,
behind
because
me.
I had that HDMI because it supports
It-
progressive scan and everything.
It looks so good. I love the controls so much and stuff. I don't care about frame rate.
Yeah, I just like if they took that and like redid it in like newer visuals and everything, that would be cool.
it would still be awesome. I mean, I love Twin Snakes. I still have it. It's a great game.
We're still all waiting for Final Fantasy VII to be made again.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
PS4, by the way.
Any second now. Any second.
But what about Croc?
What about
Exactly. What about it? Where is it at?
Controversial statement. Screw Croc. I own it on Sega Saturn. I
Oh
hate that
my
game.
god!
What is
Shut
Croc?
your mouth.
Bug is better than Croc.
I never.
I'm
Croc
gonna
is,
say what I'm gonna say.
What's his stupid? It says something on
what
the
if
front of
they-
his box like he's the last dinosaur.
What if they
It's so
what if they
bad.
grabbed like Jet Grind Radio or Jet Set Radio, brought that
Yeah.
up to PlayStation 5?
Well, remember, yeah, because they did the HD remake
cool.
of it on PS3. Just bring that over again.
I mean, you might be getting a Jet Set Radio on the Sega Ages collection.
Yeah, you could see that.
Because you got virtual racing coming this week in the Japanese eShop.
What about Chameleon Twist?
I don't understand why nobody gives a fuck about virtual racing.
we do. We're just not yelling.
I already
You
covered
leaned
it a
back
while
as
ago.
you yelled. He was like, "There's virtual racing."
I covered it a while ago. You remember you were freaking about the 8-player split screen on the
The
handheld?
8-player split screen in handheld. I saw your Twitter post about that.
But now we have the release date. It's coming this upcoming week.
See, the people in the chat already know because they watch Newswave. I talked about the 8-player
Whoa.
split screen a month ago.
Yeah, but they didn't know it was releasing this week, though. That's
Check
That's
Maybe.
ridiculous, by the way. 8-player split screen in handheld mode. That's
Oh,
ridiculous.
it's so fucking ridiculous. I can't wait to attempt to try it. Like,
gosh.
I don't
I'm
even
trying
have,
it.
who the hell has 7 other Switch controllers?
Bro, I don't even got 8 friends, man.
I
I'm
think-
not even close.
No, too many games. Too many games is coming. There you go.
Not even close.
I have some.
Yeah, right. I
You got enough
think
controllers.
I have 7 controllers just by accident.
Sean,
Just
there you go,
showed
man.
up.
Well, there you go, Sean.
Yeah.
Too many games. We'll fire up 8-player virtual racing, man.
That would be nice.
Yeah, what do I got to do for Nintendo to bring back Chameleon Twist?
That's not then. Who made Chameleon Twist? It was one of those smaller companies.
I only associate it because it was the N64, so I would love Nintendo to swoop in and surprise people, be like, Chameleon Twist 3! And I'll be like, oh, no way! You know, like I want that excitement.
Sunsoft made it.
They published it, and Japanese Supply System developed it. So Sunsoft, dude, you could probably buy the Chameleon Twist IP.
Buying the rights.
Like, I'm not even bullshitting. Like,
No, I'm going to find where they are and I'm going to buy them because I know who owns the Croc rights. It's some just random rich dude who just holds the rights now.
IGN at one point, I was listening to some weird like behind closed door talks where IGN at one point was trying to buy Blinks the Time Sweeper to see if they could make a new Blinks game, and they found out like anybody with like 20 grand could just own Blinks forever, and they're just like, it's not worth it.
Blinks,
Yeah.
back. I'd be all right with that. I remember that on the original Xbox. Evan, we got another Discord question.
This one's from Max. How many hours do you think it would take for a noob to get through Dark Souls Remastered?
Oh gosh,
I'm-
like how?
I would say a new. Okay, if we're saying complete noob, not watching any tutorial videos, figuring out all the stuff from stats and stuff on your own, I still think you could probably beat it in about 25 hours. I'd say that because you're going to beat yourself against some bosses. If you know that game can be beaten in about 3 hours. It's about the trial and error and leveling up and finding weapons you like and stuff. But 25 hours,
I can say
and you'll like
25 to
it.
30. Yeah, I can say that.
I would say beat it as blind as you can, but don't be afraid to look at strategy guides. That game is fun, but like if you get stuck, look at a guide, you know?
What is Sean laughing at?
beat it as blind as he can.
Yeah. You got to make your grandfather ashamed of you as you beat it, all right?
You got to go into that game straight and frank.
It's just, if you have to look at some stuff on the internet to beat it, that's your own business, but just beat it.
Do we want to quickly go over 13 getting a remake?
Yeah.
November?
That's
Back
dope.
November? Isn't that awesome? That is so cool. I dropped it into my GameCube the other day after we were talking about it in a segment, and it doesn't look great. So I'm glad they're doing a remaster of it. And it's actually abandonware on PC. You can just go download it right now if you want to play it.
Really?
Yeah, it might not work though, because it's not exactly made for Windows 10. If you have like Windows XP, like on a computer, it'll probably work fine, but it is abandonware. You can technically download it and try it out for free. But it is getting a remake. Second week in November, all platforms, including Mac. It's coming to Mac as well. But that is some exciting stuff. I'm really happy to see that coming out. It doesn't support progressive scan, by the way, Sean, on the GameCube.
Yeah, I know.
That makes me sad.
Wanted to fact check myself. I did not mean Anne Frank. I meant Helen Keller.
Yeah, I noticed you said Anne Frank.
I know, are we making jack off jokes to dead women?
That's like, are you
I
watching?
didn't want to say nothing.
You messed up, and frankly, I don't think you should have said it.
Are you
I
watching?
was like, wait a second. I'm not getting the reaction I expected from someone who is dumb, deaf, and blind.
Do you watch too much?
The one with the diary.
You watch too much Clerks?
Say Clerks.
Yeah, that was one of the.
Jersey, I must watch Clerks.
No, that's one of the jokes in Clerks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's literally like Randall keeps forgetting who is who.
Well, I legitimately forgot who is who, and also I love Clerks. I have
There you go.
the 25 anniversary, something like that.
You got the cartoons too.
I watched the cartoon.
Series was actually pretty fun.
I got that on DVD.
was,
Trade paperback as well for the comic books.
There you go.
I've got the DVD of it too. Yeah.
Clerks 2 was a little weird, but okay.
New one should be good. The new one coming up.
I like Clerks 2 a lot. I think it was one of those theater experiences of just seeing it, a crowd that was so ready for it. But yeah.
Cool.
I got to hang out with Jason Mewes a little bit because he was part of the Facebook gaming program with me.
Oh, that's cool.
So we were at E3 together, and yeah, he's just kind of like going with the wind. Go with the flow.
So it just said diarrhea of Anne Frank, and I just want to point that out. All right.
Disgusting.
You guys are all going to hell for this. I'm just saying that.
I meant
Yeah.
Helen Keller, okay?
This
I was
is
already
Anne
on my
Frank,
way.
dude. That's a good book. That's a sad story.
It's a good book.
Is that your review on
Helen Keller
Amazon?
or Anne Frank?
That's going on a
Anne
cover
Frank.
somewhere.
Yeah,
It
it's
is,
just
yeah.
OJ holding up the diary of Anne Frank. Good book.
That's got to be the next Spawn Wave shirt. It's just it. That's a good book. That's a sad story.
It's a great review.
Do we have any other Discord questions, Evan?
I got 3 more. This one's a little long, but it kind of boiled it down. With the release of 3.0 for Smash and the Mii skins and all that, how low of a cost of DLC is it before it's just a microtransaction? The dollar Mii skins.
The 75-cent Mii skins.
Yeah, or whatever it is, and
That is a microtransaction.
Yeah, that's a microtransaction in my opinion.
A micro's like $2 or less, right? I think
At
that's
the same
micro.
time, like 75 cents is not a bad price for a BS skin.
I mean, we still count like some of Anthem's like premium. That's why they came up with the premium currency transaction. So you trade them, so you don't realize how much you're spending. Because Anthem was what, like $20 for a skin or something like that at one point.
Yeah. Well, and it worked. I think one of the first games that really experimented that with it worked was the multiplayer of Mass Effect 3 was one of the first games I ever saw where you bought the in-game currency and then used that to buy loot crates, and people used a lot of money on that.
Dude, that's been the Korean free-to-play MMO method since day one.
Yep.
Yeah, there was one back in the day called Guns, just GUNZ. That was the first Korean game I saw do that.
Yep, it's cashing. I think we lost Sean. He's back. Okay. I mean, yeah, that would be. I guess there's not too small since you can transfer it for like premium currency.
That's something you should never buy is Mii skin or Mii outfit. I'm sorry, man, but you should never be buying that crap. Like there's nothing to do with that. You don't need it.
But you could be Knuckles.
Yeah.
It's terrible. There's a meme online of people making Knuckles, but he has like a dead face, so it's just like it's awful.
Have you seen the Mii skins that you can download?
Download on like
someone makes on like the community and posts up there, and then you could download it.
No.
Some of them are pretty cool.
Let me go through some of the super chats before we move on to the Switch Pro and Mini talk and all that, next gen talk and everything. Victor says Nico Bellic in Smash from I assume GTA.
Yes.
Yes, cousin. Let's go boxing.
I don't want to go fucking bowling.
Trash. That's all I gotta say.
Such a hater, man.
Okay. Go play that game.
Bright with $1, no message. Thank you. Thank you, Bright. Dreamcast guy's mom, apparently.
Oh, what's the voice for this one?
What does this say?
Okay, it says
oh, sweetie.
Nate, since you broke the story about Ori on Switch,
You broke the story.
Broke the story on Switch. They said they can't stop thinking about your huge Adam's apple, Nate.
What?
That is an actual message.
Okay, I hope you fantasize to it tonight.
There you go.
That's Hans Gruber you're talking to.
Shut up, Carl.
Jeff says, love you guys. Was just wondering if anyone picked up and tried Cuphead for the Switch. We did. We chatted about that. I think that was a message that came up while we were talking about it as well. So hopefully we answered your question on that, Jeff. Good port, worth the pickup, I think. You're probably going to get kind of annoyed at it, but it's one of those games that makes you gets you really a feeling of accomplishment when you beat some of the different bosses. Ding says Japan version of X2 are both on one cart. And that's Sean getting that.
I got that imported.
You got it as well.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not love that?
Oh my god.
No.
What is with this tiny face?
It's
Looks
long.
like Quasimodo.
Oh, it's long. Oh, yeah,
long.
it's right. It's
Long.
K19 says can't wait for Jordan to hit the home run touchdown.
I mean Michael Jordan, but I know sport.
A sport. Arthur asks, has anyone changed their PlayStation Network online ID? I don't have a PS3 and had my PS4 since April. Want to change it, but I'm scared. What's your take on it?
I did it. 0 side effects. Not a single thing. I've heard some people say it resets tutorials, but not save data. So like it'll pop up to like tips of you should pull the trigger when enemies are running at you. I haven't had any of that. I changed my name to actually be Dreamcast Guy now on PS4. 0 side effects. Absolutely love it. My cloud saves have been fine. Everything.
Have you tried any of the secondary account? Yeah, have you ever tried any of the secondary account linkings, like with Warframe and stuff, where it's linked to their own servers?
The only thing I did was Final Fantasy 14, which is where you log in through PS4 into their servers, and it seemed to work fine.
Did you go on your PS3? You said.
No, I did it on PS4, so I haven't hooked up my PS3.
Yeah, I'm just
so
concerned about if I change my name, if it affects anything on my PS3.
I believe they said that when you log in there, it'll still see you as your same name. The weird thing is it
weird.
signs you out of everything everywhere, and then when you sign in again, it changes everything. So I had to actually like fully redo my options on the PS4 of it now permanently. I'm Dreamcast guy on the PS4, and I have multiple PS4s, so I had to set it up on each one of them, but it works great.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna live long as my Doogie Twinkles. So
it's good. Yeah, I remember the first time we teamed up in Black Ops. You're like, I'm about to invite you. I'm Dookie Twinkle. I was like, okay.
Doogie Twinkles, bro.
We're actually looking like one of them like Rumble in the Bronx dubbed movies right now, bro.
Am I?
Your video.
Austin John said it was doing the same thing. I don't know what's up.
Oh, it's all good, dude. I like it. It's cool.
Roman says Katana Zero is the funnest game they've played in a while. Very cool.
Really good.
Very cool.
I'm totally gonna play it tonight.
Yeah, Evan really liked it. So there you go. Evan doesn't like a lot of games, so
It's got a lot of speedrun potential to it. Going back to any chapter, trying some stuff out, it's great.
very cool. Very cool. And then Crew says, when do you think we get Cadence of Hyrule date? E3. You have a date for that?
I think we might see it either immediately following or at E3 or
Shadow Drop.
It's one of those things. I think it's one of those games they just drop and say, and it's available today.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Wishbone says the Nintendo Switch Pro should only be home use. Oh,
and that defeats the Switch of it.
Do you not call it the Switch then?
They gotta call
it Nintendo.
It's called the Nintendo base.
Basically, it would just throw out the hybrid use of it, which is interesting because that's like the big selling point of it right now.
I think at launch I would have been okay with the idea of that, but now that I've had the Switch and the ability to play it anywhere, I could not do it.
Okay. Sean's mom actually donated some money. Said, anyone excited for Warcraft 3 Reforge?
Anyone excited? Okay.
Oh, Sean, are you excited for some Warcraft?
I want you to tell me how excited you are.
I don't play Warcraft.
Is this his mom or his dad? Damn, man. God damn.
Hey, Sean, can you go down to the store and buy that off-brand pizza rolls for me?
I want you to heat them up in the microwave.
Honey, I just did your laundry. You have no good underwear. You need to go to the store. You gotta go to TJ Maxx. Real quick, I need you to make it. Can you make it? Also, pick me up a pack of smokes on the way back.
Please.
He doesn't smoke.
With a voice like that, she does.
Yeah.
I'm the only smoker in the family.
At the corner store, she needs a pack of Marlboro Reds to keep that voice going.
Oh, Sean, you make me so proud with your little friends on YouTube and your channel.
It sounds like the Simpsons, like the Simpsons, Marge's sister. The sister.
Yeah, Patty.
Yeah.
Then Lycon says Daredevil's awesome within the first 5 minutes, Max.
Okay.
5 minutes.
Then I'm on board. See, that's my thing is I'm very bad at TV. I cannot watch a lot of TV for some reason. It gives me motion sickness, and it has to be really good. I can't explain why. So TV has to be really good to get me to sit in front of it.
I put it up on a TV and then play your Switch also.
That causes it a lot worse.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know what it is. I think it's the fact that there's so much camera motion and I'm not controlling it. It messes my brain.
Got it.
Because the frame rate is too low.
You really think so? If it were
actually
higher,
a real thing.
Is it? Oh, I had no idea. Okay.
Can you do PC gaming at 60 FPS and console gaming?
Yes, but I had trouble for a lot of years for games that have a lot of motion movement, but without a dot in the middle of the screen. Like when I played Mirror's Edge, I had to do the option where there's that dot in the middle. If I don't have a center reticule, it just blows me up.
Let's get this. J2 Blue says, what are your guys all thoughts on Mortal Kombat 11 on Switch? I think it's probably the best looking fighting game on Switch. So footage leaked out there now. It's on YouTube.
What's the other fighting game on Switch? The one that Sean played with Jesus Christ and Santa Claus?
Dragon Ball Fighters.
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
I couldn't compare those two.
it's hard because all the other ones are so stylized. Like I do think Dragon Ball Fighters looks a lot better in my opinion, but it's hand drawn art.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like it's steady though. All the videos show that it's probably locked 60 straight up. So if they remove some textures or characters, look like they pulled anti-aliasing, but it still runs at 60. So you can kind of decide at that point which version you want.
I talked about it, and if you compare it to like the last, like Mortal Kombat 9, which is like PS3, it looks better than that. Obviously, it's not going to look better than the PS4 and Xbox One version, but it's still the best looking normal like fighting game. You know what I'm saying? Not like a stylized game, but the best looking one. There's not many, but it doesn't look bad by any means.
I would compare it. You're right. I would compare it to Mortal Kombat 9 on the 360. I think like if you're fine with that, you'll be fine with the Switch version most likely. That's the way I'm saying it. It's still Unreal Engine 3, so there you go. But we'll see more about that when it comes out this week coming up, because then we'll see a lot more footage of it. We just have some footage on YouTube to go by. It'll probably look different for you, even in front, depending on your screen size of your screen. Like if you have a 65-inch, might look worse than if somebody has like a 40-inch or 30-inch. So
Yeah.
we'll see it though when it comes out on the Switch.
Compression.
I don't think. Yeah, like the review copies for that have been a little weird. So
They gave it to you on PS4, right?
they did. Yes, I have it on the PS4.
Same with me. They asked me, they said, you can get it on any console. And I said, does that mean just PS4 and Xbox? And they said, yes.
Yeah.
So I got it on PS4.
Yep, I asked
So
for it on the
not
Switch as
any
well.
console.
And yeah, I was hoping I get it on the Switch, but yeah, no. Just because it's so interesting to see that. I played Mortal Kombat 9 on the Vita a lot. I liked it on the Vita a lot. TB says Sony took $400 loss on every PS3. SSDs are so cheap. The $400 loss. They actually, yeah, on the PS3 they lost a lot of money. I will say that.
That was an early Snapchat.
They lost.
Super chat.
They lost.
Early Snapchat.
They did lose a lot of money on the PS3.
You never want an
so.
early Snapchat.
I don't think
Yeah.
that was one of the worst times in Sony's history, though, for consoles. So I don't think they want to go back to that.
But they had giant enemy crabs.
They did. SSD. This is from Hustle and Motive. Said the SSD in the PS5 is a game changer. I think moving to all SSD would be great for next generation. Install times for the Xbox are really bad. But then of course we have load times and stuff for fast travel being longer than they should be too, and on both. So
I honestly think like nothing we hear right now is going to dictate who's going to win this console war. But like if you think about our current generation, it was Xbox coming up with their horrible convoluted rules on the way they want to share their games and everything. I sincerely feel like that's the reason that they won this generation.
yeah, that's why this E3 is going to be very interesting, because apparently Microsoft's actually going to show up with some exclusive games. So, well, exclusive. It'll be on PC as well, but some games that will probably be on the next Xbox, like Halo Infinite, going to be on the next Xbox. So, it should be interesting. It'll be interesting to see that. Scott says next Xbox will be $450 for the high end. I think they might. I think the Xbox is going to have like a $500 or $600 model with the Anaconda and a regular model for $400, but we'll see. James,
no one's gonna not want none. They ain't got no games,
Got
son.
buns,
If you bring in a pack of hamburger buns, you get $50 off.
Yeah.
Ooh.
James with $1, no message. Thanks, James. Rexol says, but RGT Spencer has amazing hair. How dare you? It's from Rexol.
Dude, the Xbox people are
Does he?
obsessed with Phil Spencer. They're obsessed. That guy walks out on stage like this, and they're like, "This is it."
Dude, he's living the life. He walks out, there's a nice Forza car behind him. He's like, this is a $10 million car. And it's not mine, but I have it.
Yeah.
Here. Please clap.
Now he's from Jersey.
Oh.
Hey,
Hey, this is
How do you
my
feel about
$10
cars?
here.
got a car here. It's very nice. It's $10
You like
million.
cars?
Okay, no. So before you were
Oh.
doing Brooklyn, now you're doing Staten Island.
Oh, okay. Should I go to Boston next?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was New Jersey. This is a New Jersey accent.
I'm
Literally just sarcasm and being loud.
Damn,
Hey,
East
Jim
Coast
Day
guys are
laundry.
freaking
I'm
weird.
Jim
Why are you
Day
guys
laundry.
talking so many different damn dialects? Like,
What do you mean? Hey, what are you doing?
fucking
over
East
there?
Coast people are weird as
Hey,
hell,
man,
man.
let's go to Canada, eh?
That's Brooklyn again. Nick. No, that's Canadian.
Yeah.
Let me. Sokar says, will PS5 function as a 4K Blu-ray player? I want to say it will. Like they'll
I
have the
hope so.
ultra. They'll have
They
the ultra high
really
def in there.
messed up. They really messed up not having the Pro with that on there.
Yeah,
That's
that
so
is kinda weird.
stupid.
You can
Yeah.
definitely tell where in the tri-state area someone is from when you ask them to say the word water.
Water. You got
Water.
any water?
Water.
This is water.
Water.
This is
Water.
water.
Yeah, here in Texas,
Water.
Well, yeah, here in Texas, they're like Wada.
Yeah, because Whataburger changed everyone's pronunciation.
Whataburger.
Johnny asks who's playing Days Gone. I have faith in it, so I'm gonna give the game a shot. I'm gonna pick it up this week. I'm gonna give Sony Bend Studio a shot because we'll see about this one. But I know Max is playing it.
Yes, which is why I can't talk about it. I'm allowed to acknowledge that I have it and I'm playing it, and my review will be out Thursday, most likely.
I believe it's 67 gigabytes, right?
I don't know.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, 67 gigabytes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I do have concerns about it with Sony Bend because I think the game looks a bit generic. But what do you guys think the Metacritic score is going to be? Because I think that embargo is up on the 20.
It's Thursday, the 25th.
25th. Yeah. Wow. So the day before it comes out.
Oh, that doesn't seem like they have too much faith.
I'm gonna say it's gonna get an 81.
70s for me.
Pretty high.
Mid 70s ish.
I'm going low 70s.
I'm gonna go high 60s. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 60, 68.
75.
Mid 70s, 73.
Yeah, I'm playing it too safe. You gotta go.
I'm high with 81. Man. I'm gonna get it and play it just because I'm interested to see what Sony Bend does, but I'm a bit concerned for them. If this game's not very good, I don't know what's gonna happen to them. Seems like they've been working on it for a while too.
I've only seen it the last like 3 or 4 E3s.
Yeah, but the first time we saw it, it looked really bad. Like that alpha gameplay of it looked really bad. So I'm gonna give it a shot though, hoping for the best. And then we'll do this super chat before we go into the final topic with the Switch Pro and Mini. Wishbone says, "I want Conker's other bad day. Microsoft needs to do it."
Wasn't that a picture that was going around on Twitter? Was that real? Was that a real thing?
Conker?
Conker's other bad day. That was a picture going around online.
I mean,
like
I'm okay with that.
An undone game.
I'm okay with that if they do Conker again. I'd be on that.
I'm always down for another Conker game.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Didn't they do like a Conker like
Reloaded.
something in that? No. Well, they did that, but I'm talking about there was a game that came out. I think it was called Spark or something on the
Yeah,
Xbox.
they used his model in it.
Yeah. Okay.
Project Spark. Yeah, they used him in it. And then and Dark Type says a game I hope to get remastered is Little Big Planet.
That'd be good. Yeah. Well, you sort of got it with 3. If you bought Little Big Planet 3, it had all the content from 1 and 2.
I mean, I guess kind of. Yeah.
Or was that
Dreams,
4?
right? Go pick up
Dreams. Is amazing. If y'all haven't tried Dreams, holy hell,
yeah,
dude!
I grabbed it on early access.
Dude, it's the future of gaming. It's the first time where I've ever seen something that seems like it'll be unlimited.
I did walk down the PT hallway right away. So
yeah, the PT hallway. Did you try? There's the top rated one is like a racing game where you drive a Jeep through the jungle and stuff, and it's so fun. There's that somebody made the opening level of Final Fantasy VII in it, the full engine, battles, everything.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So let me transition over, and then we'll come back to finish up super chats. And how many Discord questions do we have left, Evan?
2 more. One of them is actually about the Switch Pro and Mini.
Okay, let's lead him with that. Go ahead.
It's Nathan Douglas. He's a bit confused because of the Wall Street reports talking about the Switch Mini and Pro, but then the Nikkei report talking specifically about the next gen Switch. So he's wondering, is it a Switch Pro and next gen?
This is perfect because Nate knows because we've already talked about it. So Nate's on the know on this one. So Nate, can you tell us as we move into this, what happened over the last like 2 or 3 articles that have come out about the Switch Pro, the Mini, and this next gen thing, just so we know as we go into this topic.
For more information, they can listen to a video that's currently on my YouTube channel, and it has John of Spawnwave, host of the SpawnCast, in it. Wow. But I guess I'll give the abridged version. And the simple version is that articles from the Wall Street Journal, Eurogamer, and Nikkei, they're each talking about 2 devices. But together, they're talking about 3 devices. Wall Street Journal and Eurogamer are talking about a Lite and a Pro. Nikkei is talking about a Lite and Nintendo beginning prototyping and experimentation of their next generation Switch, which ultimately is about nothing. They're tossing around ideas, they're experimenting, they're looking for the direction they're going to take the next Switch in. So that isn't going to happen until like 2022, 2023. So everyone can just ignore that part of the article, and we can focus on relevant information which comes from the Wall Street Journal and Eurogamer.
Okay, so there is a next gen system that they were talking about that's ideas being thrown around. That's like far off. We're talking about the Mini and the Pro that has been alluded to by the articles for Wall Street Journal and everything, is what you're saying.
Yes, and those 2 should be released in the immediate future of before the end of 2019.
Okay. So Switch Mini and Pro, how do we do this? Do we do mini first? Like, does the mini come out first? Does the Pro come out first? What are you guys' thoughts on the Switch Mini and the Pro now that more information's come out, seemingly saying that they exist, and the idea that it wasn't going to dock, but now it does dock? I still am not sure about that situation either, with it docking or not.
So with all the recent rumors, and I may be dead wrong, but I 100% think that we're going to get the Switch Mini now in October, and I don't think it'll dock.
Okay. I mean, I think the Mini makes sense for Pokemon and Animal Crossing, like we've talked about before. Bring in the Mini, right? Cheap, $200, put it out next to Pokemon and Animal Crossing.
Especially more so with the update that we saw, where you can actually transfer save files between systems, but they don't let you use them on both. You can only use them on one. It's just like the old, I think it was the PSP thing, where a couple of the games allowed you to transfer saves from the.
You download it to the cloud and would delete it off the original system, so you could transfer it back and forth.
Yeah,
Okay.
I definitely feel like we would see the Mini for getting a larger user base before we see a Pro. I do think that they would keep a docking feature. I don't think that they would keep detachable Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I think the detachable Joy-Cons are like, that was probably the first thing they were like, all right, we're getting rid of that. And then I assume that means a D-pad's going on this thing.
That'd be cool.
One could hope.
That would be I think that'd be a selling point for a couple people, actually, having a first-party D-pad on this thing.
With 4 clicky buttons under it to annoy the crap out of everyone.
I mean, if you get rid of the detachable Joy-Cons, if you get rid of the infrared camera, because that's going to be useless at that point, and you get rid of the dock, that's easy $100 off.
Well, you're also going to get rid of the rumble, too.
Yeah, there's that. And people in chat are saying, why would they get rid of the dock? And it's because if you get rid of the dock and get rid of the connectors that connect to a dock, you're just streamlining the entire development process and making it that $100 cheaper. Plus, you're trying to make it more than $100 cheaper. That way, you're making profit on everyone's sold.
Yeah, because then you wouldn't put a dock in the box. Then it would just be like probably a cable. To be honest, they make get your own brick.
Yep, I think it'll be the standard Switch charger cord in the box, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't think there would be any sort of HDMI adapter.
It might just be a USB cable in the box, so you can plug it into your Switch dock that you already have to charge it,
or just like plug it into a cell phone adapter or something, because it's just 5 volts then, and whatever amperage you have.
Nintendo likes doing that, so
they do. I mean, they sold the new 3DS XL with no power cable.
Yeah, they did that. Was the first 2DS did that as well? I think
I just remember the new 3DS XL was hilarious.
The new 3DS XL didn't have one.
I was mad at the time.
It was weird. It's like $190, but no power cable comes with it.
Yeah, we made the box smaller. Why? Because we took the cable out. Thanks.
And they kept saying, like, we realized they said some BS at the time of like, we figured that 90% of the people buying this already own a 3DS, so we don't want to charge them to get another cord. Like, no.
I do think it's odd that Eurogamer and was it Nikkei? They have conflicting reports on the idea of it docking. Like Nikkei seems to think it's going to dock, whereas
that can come from development context. It can be that if a developer or a supplier has the Mini or the Lite in front of them, and the developer has some sort of HDMI out cord for development, that they're assuming it's going to be part of a retail model, whereas Eurogamer could be getting information that's more in line from Nintendo internal, and they have more of a marketing plan. They already know what the system is going to be because they're prepping marketing plans for this year. So that can be the conflict of information. Neither one is necessarily wrong. It's just the information source.
There's also
either misunderstanding.
Yeah, Nate nailed it, which is that there's probably different versions of this thing that physically exist in some form. Like there has been reports of people who got to play an HDMI out PlayStation Vita. Like there was apparently a prototype model that was floating around, like 8 or 10 of them. It was a full PlayStation Vita, played every Vita game, and had an HDMI port on the top, and everybody assumed it'd be released, and it just never did.
It's interesting, but the Pro is the other one that seems people are talking a lot about, because that was also acknowledged in that Wall Street Journal article, and we think the Mini would come out first, or at least be the priority, because it makes the system cheaper. But the Pro is a big topic conversation, because that could be either a more expensive Switch, or it could drop the current Switch in price and replace it. It's really hard to say. And if it would come out this year alongside the Mini as like as another SKU, what's everyone think on the idea of a Pro? I would buy into a Pro.
I mean, you have to launch the Mini first, because the Mini is to expand the audience.
Yeah.
The Pro is for double dippers and the hardcore enthusiasts. So a Pro is going to be more premium priced, which doesn't necessarily mean it has to be $400. They can come in at a $300, $350 price point. price a Switch Lite at $200, and then you at least have that price discrepancy. But I mean, it still comes down. And then the Pro should replace the current Switch.
I mean, the Pro's not going to set. Well, I was going to say, if the Pro's more expensive, it's going to follow the same path as the PS4 Pro, for example, where it doesn't sell as much as the cheaper systems. Like you're saying, it'd be more of an enthusiast system where people like us would buy it, but like the mom and dads who walk into the store would buy the Mini or the regular one that's cheaper.
Now, here's the difficult part. A Mini is easy because it could fit into the current dock and the Joy-Cons wouldn't detach or anything. But a Pro, you would assume it would be thicker or bigger in some sense. What about the compatibility with the current Joy-Cons and the current dock?
They would have to keep it. They would have to keep it, I guess, the same like thickness then.
Yeah. So what? It would just be taller and the Joy-Cons would like not reach the bottom?
I mean, is it that? My personal belief was that the Pro would just be a little bit more juice in the machine itself, and a little bit more juice in the dock. That way, it's staying relatively the same size. That's what I assumed.
Yeah, and they can keep the exact same form factor. Update the screen, not necessarily to like 1080p, but it can still be just a better 720p screen. You can even introduce something like HDR if you really wanted to, and you just have more hardware processing power. You increase the GPU. You have better CPU by going to a new architecture, and now you get more native 720p games in handheld mode. You get more 1080p games while docked, and there's your Pro. It's not going to be this leap where all of a sudden we're going to get 4K games.
Yeah,
we're not
getting a 4K Nintendo system.
You get like 4K upscaling or 4K streaming.
Yeah, but I mean that's not that big of a deal. That's not a selling feature for it. No one's.
I mean,
watch Hulu in 4K that I can watch.
If they can upscale to 4K, they're putting that on the box.
Yeah,
they're putting dynamic, really small text 4K on the box. The PlayStation does, PS4 does that. The Pro.
So I think it'll look kind of like this.
The Switch Mini.
Was that my thumbnail?
Okay, so let me all right, so check this out. There is an image out there right now that I'm almost positive is fake.
Oh, the teal one with the
no.
No.
Are you talking about the more elaborate one from Reddit that folds open?
No, this is one that I don't think a lot of people have seen yet online.
The one with the 3DS circle pads.
Yeah. We're pretty sure it's a render and everything, and that's fine. But it brought up the interesting idea of them shrinking the profile of the current sticks and doing these 3DS thumbsticks instead.
Yeah.
And I have to imagine that would be terrible. But I thought about it and I said, it's Nintendo, so I can't count anything out. I don't know if that would go over well.
Yeah, if you got to pop it up on screen, I don't think I've seen this.
I haven't either.
It's this. This right here.
No,
that's
not it.
That's just the 3DS. That's just the new 3DS Super Mario one.
I don't know if I didn't put this anywhere because I figured some people might think
I don't think it's going to spread because the original post, that thread on that site got locked.
It's really hard to find.
So I don't think anyone's going to find it because there's no reason to spread now that the thread will never gain any new attention.
All right.
Because the guy can't come back to post about it.
Okay, let me see if I can
look at this. Is Spawn. I don't know this. This is him looking at his 5 monitors to find his files.
Yeah, I have a bunch of monitors. Let me bring this up just so I make sure it's. Yeah, I was a little concerned about it spreading because I didn't think it was real, but I saw it and it brought up the idea of the circle pad thing. So
he just leans back.
Right.
Yeah, I have to go to my mind palace.
Let's see. That should be it.
It looks pretty much like what was just up, but it looks like it's in VR.
Yeah, it does. It looks super VR. It's like I need to get my
It's totally VR.
I love that the biggest word there is mini. It's just
like
Nintendo Switch Mini.
Let me tell you what product this is, bitch.
What's funny about this is they actually took a lot of time because the FCC ID, the model number, everything's different. So they took a lot of time to figure all that out. But
head back to the front image.
Did I just have it?
That's the back again.
No, that's the second front. It's got the front on the back.
The Switch Mini is so budget, there's no screen.
Yeah, they save a lot of money that way.
Play entirely by sound and rumble.
Remember
hold
that?
on.
Did y'all see that story? That blind guy who beat Ocarina of Time, and it took him 10 years.
Oops, hold on.
Yeah, I remember that story.
That was awesome. I watched part of that. That was awesome.
He got a lot of help from like the internet telling him like to, hey, you got to do this, and
Yeah.
that's crazy, man. That's nuts.
How did the internet tell him?
He had audio.
There you go. There you go.
chat.
Audio.
Yeah.
That's
It's so goofy looking.
the picture that I came up with is almost identical. How do I present? Is that a thing? Can I present?
No.
Damn it.
Oh yeah, you can. Hold on.
John has to set it for you.
I can present it for you. Hold on. There you go.
Great. I'm now presenting.
Time.
This is it.
Yeah, my thumbnail was close, except I moved the screenshot and the home button much lower. And that had that extra bezel. Other than that, it was pretty much exactly the same. Also, for some reason, when I search new Switch Mini, RGT85 shows up twice on this list.
Yeah, bitches.
Well, thank you.
So it's yes, that's it's just it was kind of popped up and it hasn't really spread. So I was like, I'm just gonna leave it just so people don't get the wrong idea of what that is. I thought about doing a video on it, but I'm like, you know what? I don't think it's correct. I'll save it. And if the mini gets revealed, because there's a story about how they got a hold of it and everything, if it gets revealed and it is that, then we'll come back to it. But I'm pretty confident that it is just a render that somebody, or a 3D print that somebody did a good job on. So,
Sean, you hit 200. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I did it.
So proud of you, sweetie.
Thanks, Mom.
Smoke on me.
Celebrate.
So can we the last topic before we do some super chats and Discord to finish up? Retro Studios at a tease. Did you guys see the image for it?
I did.
Yeah, I did.
Little hand.
Yes, there's a little hand sticking out from behind Mario on one of Reggie's going away presents from Retro Studios, and it seems that it is something from an unannounced character or IP or game or something, because they didn't comment necessarily on it what it was. Just some of the concept artists were kind of doing the little winking stuff on, like the little winking face thing on Twitter. So it's
E3 announcement.
Okay, so this is the interesting thing about Retro. It's really hard to believe that they would get Metroid Prime after just wasting time for years.
Yeah.
That if they're wasting that much time for those many years, that sounds like a troubled studio. So the thought here is that they have something that they've been working on. It wasn't necessarily canceled, but it might not necessarily be Star Fox even, or maybe it is. Maybe that's Rob 64's hand.
He's coming back.
Wait, no, that's Donkey Kong's hand.
No, the little robot hand.
The robot one.
Bottom left behind Mario statue.
I'm looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at the sign.
So what's anyone have any thoughts on Retro possibly showing something this year at E3?
Chibi Robo.
He's back.
I mean, it's now or never.
I was gonna say they're working on Metroid Prime 4 right now. They've shifted development at this point. So if they don't have anything, I mean, maybe they did just waste time or they had something canceled. But the fact that they put a character in there and they positioned the Mario statue just right before they took a picture, it makes you wonder.
There's some smart cookies.
I do think they have something that they've been working on. So,
or maybe someone who's followed by Reggie on Twitter is reading into it way too much.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's letting it go to his head.
Would you?
You guys know that Reggie follows SpawnWave on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
What?
He's a smart guy.
That's where he gets his Nintendo news.
That's yeah.
That's his leak. That's his source.
I do wonder what Reggie will tweet now that he's done it at Nintendo. If it'll just literally just be life stuff.
I really want him to start a vlogging YouTube channel. I'd be so interested to see what he does with his life.
Just be like a food Twitter. Just takes like really nice pictures of things he goes out to eat.
If that account is like even active in like 2 weeks, I'd be shocked.
Oh, you think he's just gonna leave it and be like, all right.
I would be surprised if Nintendo of America is actually running the account.
Really? I bet it's him, but I do think he's just going to start another company for fun. I mean, he doesn't need the money anymore. I 100% I've known people in his position before, and a lot of times they get super bored super quick. Like retirement sounds great, but if you've been the head of a company and like dealing with like being head of Nintendo America is probably such a freaking shotgun blast of stuff to do. Retirement's going to kill him. He's definitely
going
gonna do
back
something
to
else.
pizza.
Yeah, he may. I'm not even joking. He may. I mean,
Yeah.
he made a lot of money in the pizza business. So
He can make pizza fun again.
yeah,
He
right.
can he
Check it
can
out,
make
guys.
pizza and kick ass.
He's probably got a lot of investments too, so he's probably going to be doing, investments and going to more of like the meetings and stuff like that. His investments and stuff.
Do you think he just completely gets away from video games altogether after this?
Yeah, he's done with games.
He's out.
Which,
He's out.
which,
Yeah.
no problem with that. But yeah, I mean, he'll probably go back to Pizza Hut and make a new style of crazy bread called the joystick.
Yeah, he becomes the face of Stadia.
It's a lot of work though. Like the pizza industry, man. Like
Hey, that's free food.
Before that, he was head of marketing for Heineken.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
And the thing is, he said something about how he thinks the pizza business actually has a lot of overlap with the video game business because you're trying to sell people. You're trying to sell people a product before they have it. And so I kind of understand. It's like, yeah, you're trying to be like, I promise this pizza tastes great. I promise this game plays great. So
nah, if I'm him, I'd spend some time on the hammock outside, go do some traveling. Anything but work.
A nice day.
If I was him, I'd actually pick up Smash Brothers and learn how to up B. I think that's the biggest thing that Reggie needs to do.
Up B. He needs to figure out how to like actually walk on the stage.
He needs to figure out how to press.
He goes in E3 like, I can't wait to play this tournament. Like jumps off the stage immediately.
Man.
Spend 20 minutes with him before E3 and be like, this is how you play. Got it, guys.
Hey, look.
That's all it is.
So first, yes, my body is ready for pizza. And second, you should DM and see if you get Reggie on the SpawnCast, and you'll be the most legendary dude ever.
Oh my god, yes.
That might get him unfollowed. Don't do that.
Yeah,
don't even
No, hang on. Most likely, if it is actually him, he's going to take some time off, do some traveling with the family. Summer is coming after Memorial Day. If he's not back active on Twitter, we know it was a catfish. But if he is back active on Twitter, see if like he's a chill dude like that. And if he doesn't follow you back, then going forward, no loss. I'm not followed by Reggie. I'm not salty about it.
You don't have a good track record of DMing people questions. They usually unfollow you after, so you should avoid that.
Me?
Yeah, not you, John. Last time you DM'd the person asking about a game, they unfollowed him.
Who was the person?
I'm not gonna shoot the messenger there.
Well, you literally just put him on blast, and now you're gonna dip out.
I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not like a big thing or anything. No,
it's not Reggie, right?
No. Reggie still follows me.
This is bigger than Reggie.
It's not bigger than Reggie.
Phil Spencer?
In some people's minds, he is.
It's not like a big one or anything. Nah,
Phil
like
Spencer?
That. Nah, no, Phil Spencer doesn't follow me. Phil Spencer probably
not anymore.
Yeah, no.
I said something once to Pierce Schneider. Pierce Schneider was following me on Twitter. I think he was like maybe gonna try and offer me a job at IGN because he was talking to me about some stuff, and then I made some video being like, "Has IGN gotten worse?" And he stopped following me.
We also have to go through some super chats. And Evan, how many Discord questions we have?
Just the one. It's kind of related to that, although it's really weird. Because this person assumes that leak with the tease with the image is related to something VR. I don't know why this keeps coming up in our Discord, but he thinks it might be pushing towards a VR hardware specific from Nintendo. I don't know.
The image, which image?
The Reggie image. Like that's literally what this question is. The VR related leak in the retro artwork. I have no idea what he's talking about.
People think if you look at the elbow of Samus, and there's an ear, and it looks like it has goggles on.
If you look at the elbow of Samus, it's not how I thought it looked like.
Right below, there's an ear, and it looks like it's a helmet on this robot character. So people think it has.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
But some people think it's not. That's not actually like goggles on the character. That's not really an ear.
Apparently it's not enough because when I typed in Reggie VR nothing came up in Google. I guess it's like one person in a forum wrote it or something.
Unless they had retro work on like a little VR, like a small little VR eShop game for the VR goggles, just as a fun throwaway thing, and they made a robot character. That's the only thing I think of there.
Oh, I see the hand now.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I was looking at like on Reggie or next to Reggie.
Oh yeah, no, it's on his picture next to.
It looks like it's gonna spank Mario.
Let's go through these super chats before we finish up. Krim is asking a very important question for Sean, but he's not here. Ask Sean if RTT85 got a Pro controller for his Switch yet. He got out of here quick. He got out of here right time. He knew this question was coming. Don't worry, Krim. We'll find out.
You could probably type it in chat. We'll see.
We'll find out. Whenever he jumps back in here, we'll ask him.
He didn't. He got underwear instead.
There you go. Nicholas asked, do you think Nintendo will release a SKU of the rumored Switch Pro that is the tablet on its own, no dock or Joy-Cons, therefore making it more enticing for those who already own a Switch to upgrade at a smaller cost? So essentially pulling everything out of the box and just selling you just the tablet.
No.
I've heard people say stuff, and I'm like, what? Why would they do that? I don't understand why they do that.
They sold like in Japan where they just had a Joy-Con setup on a Switch, right, with nothing else, just to try to cut costs, and that was like $225, I think. Yeah,
they sold just no dock.
It's the screen only, I thought, right?
No, it came with
Joy-Cons.
It came with Joy-Cons. I don't know if it came with a charger though. It might not have.
It just came with. It might have came with a charger. It just didn't come with the dock. Didn't come with the cables. It was just like basically just like a handheld only Switch, right?
Yeah.
It was for multi-Switch households.
Yeah, but like with the Switch Pro, they're not going to want to like strip it down to basically nothing and then make less money off of it. They don't want to do that. If they're going to bring out a Switch Pro, it's going to be a premium product, and they're not going to have a bunch of different SKUs. Here's the Switch Pro with nothing. Here's the Switch Pro with some stuff. That creates confusion.
Here's what you will get, though. I can guarantee GameStop will do some kind of trade-in thing where you get like, a bunch of credit for trading yours towards a Pro. Yeah. If they ever do that. So, I mean, look out for that if you want to save money. Most likely, they'll be like, well, you get like $200 towards the Pro or something to trade your Switch in. Something crazy. They
did that for the Smash Ultimate limited edition version.
Yeah.
You trade in any Switch and you get $200 in store credit toward the purchase of a Nintendo Switch.
Yep. So they do those kind of things a lot. Sean G with $1, no message. Thanks, Sean. David Valdez with the big 25 saying, providing my weekly contribution to the SpawnCast. Thank you, David. Appreciate that. Kevin says, why is the next Xbox code name Anaconda? Honestly, code names are weird.
Yeah.
I've never really, some of them just don't make sense to me.
Dreamcast was Katana, and they just literally chose a random name
to cut through the competition.
Yeah.
Checkmate.
I don't think like a lot of them make sense necessarily. I don't even know how they pick them. How do you pick a code name?
Right. They're so random. The movie Cloverfield was named because they filmed it on a street called Cloverfield. That's the real name. Yeah. That's the real reason.
Usually it's just some random person. Like Nvidia picks like X-Men characters.
Wasn't Windows
Google?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What, candy? Some form of chocolate candy?
Wasn't Windows 95 called like Project Chicago or something? So who knows?
That sounds real. Sure.
They name it after anything. I'm almost positive. I remember that Windows 95. I think it was Chicago.
All of the androids were food. I remember having cupcake, donut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Every time they released the version of it, they got like a giant statue of it put out front of their building.
Yeah. Well, it was just the android with a different candy texture on him.
Lod says Mortal Kombat 11 on Genesis Mini, please. That was a joke, but
who knows?
Hey, still 20 more games on that super packed Genesis Mini. It's already smacking around the PlayStation Classic at this point. So it's looking good. 20 games out there now. We got a Mickey on there. 2
Mickeys.
Yeah.
The good one and the second one.
Earthworm Jim. And you think Vector Man and Aladdin get on there? I hope so.
I think
Aladdin better be on there.
I want to say somebody explained why Aladdin can't be on there. That's something about Disney is making a point to lock down redistribution rights and stuff like that. So.
It's probably because of the movie.
Yeah, Vector Man, Aladdin, Lion King. That's it right there.
Beyond Oasis still needs to make its way there.
Yes.
You want to?
Very excited for that one.
Beyond Oasis is awesome, dude. It's like Zelda, but like beat 'em up. It's like crazy.
Real quick, Rico Perez says, I mean, Mortal Kombat 11 embargo was the day before too.
Yeah, it was about the days kind of thing. Yeah.
But we know a little bit more about what Mortal Kombat is in general. Like, I think a lot of people know what to expect out of Mortal Kombat. Days Gone. not as much. I don't even know. That's what did they even start as a PlayStation 4 game? From what I remember, I thought that was like, did it? Oh,
I want to say that I read that it started. It started as a PS4 game, like about the time that Last of Us released on PS3. So it's one of those things of like they've been working on it as a PS4 game for a couple of years.
okay. I for some reason I thought there was a rumor that it started as like a Vita game at one point, like the idea and concept. Because I thought like Ben Studio was used to working on those things.
Yeah, they did the Nathan Drake one, right?
Uncharted, right? Yeah, right. Am I thinking right?
It is the Vita Uncharted.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So I don't know. That's the problem. There's just some uncertainty around Days Gone is all. Whereas Mortal Kombat 11, you're probably gonna get it and just start, doing fatalities and stuff in it. So, Cringe Lord says, how would the sticks click in on that? I'm not sure. The 3DS nubs. I don't know. That's the thing. I have no idea. Maybe they can click. Maybe there's enough travel for them to click. I don't know.
We also had another guy bring up
touchpad.
We also had another guy bring up the point that there are games on the Switch where the controller has to be separate, has to be single in order to play it. So the Switch Mini, like, do they just update those games to then accommodate regular controllers?
I mean, I'm sure it could still probably connect, but if it doesn't even have a kickstand, right? Like, I don't know. That's weird.
But then to play that, you'd literally have to buy the Mini, the game, then a Joy-Con on top of it. Just
for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but also that could be
and
played
Mario Party.
Mario Party. Yeah.
Yeah. Hard to say. We'll see. Then Kanji with $1. No message. I think that's everything. Oh, and then Sakonten says Box Boy is also this Friday, and it's only $10.
Well, there you go.
Wow, you were really on top of that one.
I don't know if anyone's doing Box Boy or not. I know it's a fun puzzle game, but I'm not a big puzzle game person. But I'm sure people will enjoy it. That's all the Discord questions and everything, Evan.
Yeah, we are covered.
We're good. Okay. I guess we'll go around here as we finish up. Thanks to everyone who joined us. Rax, where can they find you?
You can find me at youtube.com/Rax the Great. I think that that might be it. I don't know. But yeah, you can find me at youtube.com/Rax the Great. You can also find me at this social media here. I promise you I talk a lot more on my channel than I do on the SpawnCast. But yeah, thank you for having me again, man.
He also has an amazing video game collection behind that green screen.
Yeah. Could you do the pull down? No, I can't. Like, it's not behind me.
Like
that is like all through the room that way. Like, my room's pretty big, dude. Yeah.
Brag about it, you.
Let me go over to OJ. Where can they find you, man?
Yeah, you can find me right here on YouTube. Also, just Player Essence. Also on Twitter at Player Essence. If you like Super Smash Brothers, if you like Fire Emblem and Xenoblade, I cover all of those games a lot. Astral Chain, a lot of Nintendo stuff, and also like RPGs that also come out. So like Final Fantasy stuff like that. I like all that. So that's what I cover on the channel, and lots of live streams too. Lots of live streams and Q&As. So if you like all that stuff, check out my channel.
Cool. Sounds good. And then Nate, what about you, man? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at DirectFeedGames. From there, there's a link to my YouTube channel where I do direct feed footage of upcoming and recently released games and video comparisons of docked and undocked Switch games, and the occasional discussion video, with the latest one being about the Switch Pro, Switch Mini, and the rumored next-gen Switch.
Cool. Yeah, go check that one out. That was fun to do. Jordan, what about you, man?
You guys can find me here on YouTube at Jordan Fringe. I also stream on Twitch. Either or, follow me on there. Doesn't matter. Just appreciate being here. Appreciate it.
Did anyone have anyone that you guys wanted to raid tonight in mind? We can do that. Evan, what about you, man?
That's just Kimrick's project, just on Twitter. Pretty much anywhere, actually. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. It's the name I use everywhere.
Very cool. Very cool. And then Max?
What they're here about sneeze. I'm at youtube.com/Dreamcast guy. I have a giant video going up probably Monday morning, if not Monday night, all about Mortal Kombat 11. I'm trying to review everything about it, including the online mode. So I may delay it a tiny bit because when it comes to fighting games specifically, you got to at least try and do some online matches to make sure the servers don't collapse. But expect that, and I'm doing a big Days Gone review as well. So keep your eyes open for it.
Okay, very good. And then what about you, Austin?
Here.
There he is.
There you go.
I talk about Pokemon and Zelda and Mario, and right now we're all about Smash custom levels, but you could find me here.
You're doing
Please-
Smash custom levels. Okay, cool.
Pl-
cool.
Please do like a top 10 best Smash level dicks. That'd be great.
Smash.
Well, no, because I'm family friendly.
Oh, that's right.
Unlike this stream with your dirty mouths.
I
mostly
apologize.
RGT85.
Rack's trying to hit 3,000 subs also. So there you go, guys. You can go help him out there. I think that's everyone though. Did you guys have any idea who you wanted to
Kids moves on the monk in the Fountainhead Palace.
Please, please raid Smooth. My God.
You can go say
What
hi
were
to
those
Smooth.
words?
Oh, what it's Evan's favorite thing to watch on YouTube recently is Kid Smooth trying to play through Sekiro. Yeah. Oh, also, Evan, can you explain to the people who are still here watching what's happening next week for the SpawnCast going forward?
Starting next week, we will be posting same day afterwards. They're not going to be going down anymore. Actually, is that next week? It's the week after, dude. It's the 4th.
The 4th. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Starting May 4th, the podcast will just stay up.
Cool. Okay. You talked to the patron people and everything and figured all that out.
If true.
They seem to be okay with it, and we're going to be adjusting things over there. We have a couple things in mind.
Cool. Okay, very cool. So there you go. It'll stay up. A lot of people have asked for that, and that will happen now. So you can watch it the next day or whatever on YouTube. You can also listen on SoundCloud, iTunes, and all that as well. It's all up there.
Yep.
All right. Very cool. And that's going to do it for SpawnCast tonight. Thanks to everyone who joined us. We got the link there for Smooth, so go say hi, and we'll see you guys next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time.